What's up, chat? Welcome back to the stream. We are live with the T5S2 Pod 62 finals. I feel like we have started to get this match or this faction quite a bit. Maybe it's because they've got a new supplement on the way. Maybe it's because, I don't know, people just like them. But I feel like we are Space Wolf pilled today. We just watched NC Conroy take an entire goodbye vibe music. I did watch a bunch of people just left the chat when I actually entered the stream.
All right.
Should I just keep the pre-stream going forever? What happens if I just play that clip on a loop for 3 hours and then we call it?
One of those in there, and
I apologize that I have to replace the beautiful sounds of my pre-roll tune with my horrible voice. Yuck. Yucky. Ew. But we've got a lot of Space Wolves on this stream most recently. Today in the red, we're watching S. Bodger play against Sensonical, aka Senso from the Discord, rocking Emperor's Children on the other side. So new codex alert. We currently are not yet allowing World Eaters and Death Guard. They haven't yet officially been added to the Mutatorium Field Manual. So right now their points are just basically a confirmed rumor, essentially. But they will be legal momentarily, I think probably this week. I imagine as early as tomorrow or Tuesday. Is when we're going to start to see those factions on the table. But today we are watching Emperor's Children, the Purple Boys, take on some Space Wolves to see what their new technology can do. And I'm excited for it. Obviously, I've been playing World Eaters. I haven't been playing World Eaters. Played World Eaters yesterday. I've been playing Emperor's Children myself, and I think the faction is really cool. And also maybe too good. I'm not sure. It's interesting because it does feel like a lot of people kind of maybe poo-pooed the faction a little bit when it first came out. No guns, they said. That's insane. Turns out their detachments are amazing. So, and Army-wide advance and charge, pretty good ability to have. So I don't know. Their win rate is phenomenal right now. They have a lot of event wins. We'll see how today's sort of stats end out. Because who knows? It might continue, or we could see people start to answer it. But it definitely feels like they're looking really strong so far. All right, let's talk about the lists as the players are deploying. Exclamation point lists in chat. They are in the robot right now. Can I pin them? Does Twitch allow me to do that? Oh, they do.
Up to you, mate.
Awesome. Why don't I ever do that? I do that on YouTube. I just never do it on Twitch.
It feels like it's a lightning fast speed.
Boom. And then I'll just hit pin. Look at that, chat. Also, we should run a prediction because I almost forget to do that. Who's going to win, chat? The dogs or the kids? Moving fast, win game. Yeah. Move fast, break things. That's the Emperor's Children way for sure, for sure. Let's go. So, let's talk first. Actually, it's probably a little bit more familiar to you right now, Sensonical's Emperor's Children list. And I will say one downside of Emperor's Children currently, in the current incarnation of their faction, is that this faction does tend to be kind of one note. You build like one or maybe two lists, and that's basically like you've done it. You've solved Emperor's Children. We've figured it out. Whether or not this changes in the future, I remember I did a how to start Emperor's Children video, and I said, hey, maybe this faction will get nerfed in the next couple of months, and we won't see every list play exactly the same units every time. I have no idea. But right now, the list is basically locked in. This list is taking.
It's a very fun game.
Stop me if you've heard this before. A Demon Prince with wing, 3 Demon Prince with wings, one with Pledge of Unholy Fortune, so he can turn dice into 6s. Usually we see that, interestingly, on a Lord Cacophonous, but it hasn't been a little bit more played on the Winged Demon Prince, because it allows you to flip an attack roll in your turn, which you can turn into lethal or sustained based on how your coterie pledges have been activated. Or you can use it on a saving throw in your opponent's turn. Or I mean, and you get both. It's once per turn.
Okay.
Oftentimes, if you see it on Lord Cacophonist, you get it once in your turn to shoot, and then once in your opponent's turn to overwatch, or you can use it on a save if you're not overwatching. But obviously, this way is a little bit more command point unintensive, and that is a big problem for Emperor's Children right now. They have no free strat abilities. They do have a little bit of CP regen, but it's kind of inconsistent. It requires a leadership test on their battle line units if they destroy things, which is... It will happen if your Lord Exultant units kill stuff, but the Infractors and the Tormentors themselves are unlikely to actually be doing that damage. So we've got 3 of them, one with Pledge of Eternal Servitude as well, so they can regenerate themselves once per game, once they die. We have 3 Lord Exultants, or excuse me, 2 Lord Exultants this time around. Oftentimes 3, but today we're going a little light on the Infractor units. 2 Lord Cacophonists. We have 2 Infractor units to attach to the Lord Exultants, 2 units of Tormentors, 2 Chaos Rhinos to carry them around, 3 units of 6 Noise Marines, and 1 unit of Chaos Spawn. So basically, the normal list, I think, will run sometimes an extra utility unit and an extra Lord Exultant unit. This list is cutting that for a Noise Marine squad and some Chaos Spawn for some additional
and obviously the
additional shooting and scenario presence,
I think.
which makes sense to me. A little bit more long-lived, I think, than the more aggressive melee builds.
You can advance and shoot. Oh, okay. Good
For
to
the
know.
CP, you know that CP.
Okay, I thought it was advance and charge. Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like it's advanced fullback can do everything.
10 points. Somebody put 10 points down on Space Wolves. That's all. That's all we've got today, chat. Come on, chat.
Makes sense. Oh,
Get those predictions in, folks.
if this guy's there.
What are we doing today? Everybody sleep? Wake up. It's time to watch 40K.
Okay.
It's 40K time.
Mm.
Moving over to Bodger's list. Bodger's running Space Wolves and a Champion of Rust attachment. We're running... So this is, for those who don't know, it's been a little while since we've seen Champions of Rust on the table, I
It's
think,
not
in
that
specific.
much. It's basically...
Champions of Rust has sagas that they can choose to attempt to unlock at the start of a turn.
And then...
They also choose one to be permanently unlocked throughout the game.
Grenade.
And then each saga has a requirement that their
Yeah.
characters will try to complete. If they do so,
There's strength 9.
then you'll unlock a permanent ability for the army. So they start with Saga of the Warrior Born active, which gives them sustained hits army-wide. And then they have some other effects like surviving attacks with characters or taking your opponent's home objective with a character. If they do that, they will complete other sagas, which can then grant them additional permanent bonuses, bonuses, if you will. The other benefit that we get from this detachment is we get having Saga of the Warrior Born active means that the army can also pay a CP to advance or shoot and charge,
Moves,
They move
6
6.
inches.
which gives a lot of threat range. So it works basically like a Space Wolf specific Gladius task force. Its damage it doesn't do quite as much damage at range that Gladius does because it doesn't have things like Devastator Doctrine
Yep.
and Storm of Fire to buff its ranged attacks. But what it does do is that it has enhanced melee profiles,
All right.
which is very Space Wolf appropriate. So that makes a ton of sense.
With the
Bodger is running, and he's said at the beginning of the game when I was talking to the players the pregame, he said I thought it was interesting that both of these armies have kind of like a challenge mechanic built into them, right? They're both trying to accomplish a goal or kill an enemy unit in order to activate their detachment ability, which I do think is an interesting through line there.
Back to you.
Bodger's running Bjorn the Fell-Handed, who he mentioned is very good at completing those sagas because he is a character and he is very, very hard to kill. He's running a single two Judiciaries. It's actually just straight wrong. I just lied. 2 Judiciaries. One has Black Death. Judiciary obviously has Devastating Wounds. Looks like we're going to go first here real quick. Looks like that is Emperor's Children going first. They do appreciate going second. They are a high-scoring army.
Pick this unit up like I was checking.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
rules for it.
you already declared that. No
Yeah,
worries.
yeah, lovely.
But
that would be
the
lovely.
other
Interesting.
question
So
I
we
got,
are running
can you
the
scouts before or after that?
mission is Purge the Foe. So we're going to attempt to get kills here to score part of our primary. We're also using the Spoken Mirrors modifier. So at the beginning of the game, players can select up to 500 points of their army and redeploy them into Strategic Reserve. That's what Bodger was doing there. So he placed this unit so that he blocked Sensonical's Tormentors from standing on these objectives on turn 1, which meant Sasonical put his Tormentors into the back line in order to not get them shot on the first turn.
Where you want, because I don't know.
And then Bodge is able to throw them into Strategic Reserve immediately. So Good stuff. Seems. Oh.
We roughly know where they were, which is in essence 9 inches away from here. So.
Oh no, just kidding. I guess maybe taking it back because they realize it's scout.
Yeah, so we deploy on step 9, then redeploying units on step 10. So between 9 and 10, we get those units up, and then we determine first turn.
Yep.
And then we do the preserve battle rules ability. So I can do my scouts after you pick them up.
Yeah. Okay. The scouts should happen afterwards.
So
they figured it out, chat.
Let's do 6 inches.
It's a 4 objective map. No, it is 5. This one is in a state. Let me see if I can return it here. It's in a state to showcase it through the wall.
Yeah, we just change.
You can see the ring of the objective. This is a tool that Tabletop Simulator has to make sure that you are placing your models on an objective, even if it would be obscured by terrain or walls or things like that. So this is 5.
Seeing that I probably will not kill any.
Indeed. That's a good question, though, obviously.
I will declare a 0.
No 4 objective missions in the current mission pack. Obviously, we are expecting a new mission pack soon, so we don't know what that's going to look like. But there are 3 objective missions that remove the center objective and do funny stuff, and there are even 6 objective missions that add additional objectives. Typically, you'll be playing 5 objectives, though. Both these players playing tactical, looks like. Let's lock that in.
I will get secure, and I will get cold heart. I don't think I can do it against you.
No.
Okay, so getting rid of that one, and then taking another one for assassination. Okay, that's a very nice CP. So we have secure.
Assassination, secure, no man's land is the draws. So since I was to make the decision between playing KG
Bjorn, right? You could
and denying his opponent 4 points for killing a unit on turn 1, or playing more aggressively and attempting to get that full score for secure no man's land.
Likely, right?
So the interesting thing about Purge the Foe here is that players are going to score at the beginning of their turn, starting on turn 2 onwards. They're going to start score points for holding objectives. 1 if they hold a single objective, 4 if they hold a single objective, 8 if they hold more than their opponent. In addition, at the end of the round, if they've killed a unit, they'll get 4 points, and if they've killed more than their opponent over the course of that round, they'll get 4 additional points. Now, those additional points can't be scored on turn 1, but the first 4 points for killing an enemy unit can be. So, what's an interesting question for the first player in this mission is always, hey, is it worth moving my units really aggressively to attempt to score secondaries, knowing that my opponent could potentially kill them in order to gain 4 points on primary? And generally speaking, if the secondary score you would gain from exposing that unit on turn 1, assuming that you don't need to expose any other units, we may see Senso play really aggressively here because his opponent can't score kill more and just push super hard to try to get some kills. We'll see what he wants to do. But obviously there is the potential that he just says, hey, I'm not going to score more than 4 points on this. I'm going to take this expansion objective. I'm going to try to keep myself safe from all these space wolves running across the table. I'm just going to try as much as I can not to give up a kill turn 1.
But yeah,
essentially dock the opponent 4 points for that.
So
it looks like that's probably what we're doing here.
Edge.
Now, one thing that Emperor's Children does sort of allow the opponent army to do is play really aggressively like this. So in a lot of matchups, you wouldn't see this Land Raider or these Ballistic Dreadnoughts deployed on the line like this. But a downside of the Emperor's Children roster is that it doesn't have any long-range shooting. The longest range shooting is 24 inches essentially. Most of the most powerful shooting is 18 inches from the Noise Marines, and it's not usually strong enough to crack through big tanks. It's good at clearing infantry or killing like Space Marine bodies. It's not very good at killing tanks. So looks like Senso is pushing out here. Now these Spawn do have a reactive move, so they may be able to keep themselves safe if Bodger pushes a unit out, and that's what he's pre-measuring. So he could potentially put them behind this wall if Bodger gets too aggressive with his army.
Problem here is more than 15. What's the range on these guys?
Apologies, chat. I have a cold right now, so I might have to mute myself to sneeze.
In case
so if Bodger pushes up to take that middle objective, the Spawn will run away and dock him 4 points, essentially. It will force the Emperor's Children to move forward and deal with the Land Raider that's on that objective to prevent Bodger from gaining hold more. But it will not force but it will potentially preserve that kill, which would be big. Now, given that this is only a hold more mission, there's not really a huge benefit to holding the center objective here. I actually wonder if Sensonical would be more incentivized to keep his Rhino off the objective. It is a little visible right here. As we can see, this isn't like a perfect position. Although I don't know if he wants the Ballistic Dreadnoughts to move super far up. It looks like that Rhino is relatively safe from most of these angles. So it might be okay over there, and that does force Bodger to take this objective, but I don't think there's any universe where he doesn't do that with his Impulsor.
2, so that's 8. They're really a bit lazy, these guys today. Goes here. Blastmaster.
Hope Emperor's Children when he hit 65 points. Oh my god. 65 to 10, chat. That was the prediction today? Come on. Where is everyone today?
Grenade comes around there.
I guess it's Mother's Day. Everybody's taking care of their moms. That's fair.
Just behind.
I sent my mom chocolates. She got a bunch of truffles. Shout out to my Patreon for supporting my mom's she actually likes chocolate turtle. Her chocolate turtle addiction.
Check how this minus side looks like.
Big money. The biggest of money.
this side.
So it should be an interesting matchup. Now, Purge the Foe does have a little bit of a downside for the first player in that it usually forces you to play aggressively in order to get secondaries in turn 1.
That advanced shoot strat. The cool thing about it is I get to play it after I rolled my advanced roll. So if I roll a 6 on the land radar, it's like, oh, okay.
Turtles are goated. Not as good as tortoises, though. Am I right?
So you can see the dice first. Yeah, I'll just make space for these guys here and put them in there. And that's it. And try to hide from that rhino best I can.
How dare you, chat?
From that land
How dare you? Tortoises are perfect animals.
These guys will just get the
perfect animals, and I love them.
The Noise Marines left. These Noise Marines are probably just chilling for now. Lucius can probably just get closer.
So if Bodger is sort of, kind of respecting his opponent's capabilities here, what he's likely to do is just push this Land Raider up just outside of the objective, which is probably what he wants to do anyway. Prevents things from like
just probably
like Storm Hustle objective from being scored on there, and then just Flamer down these Chaos Spawn, which should kill them theoretically. We'll see. Plus a little bit of shooting maybe from Bjorn. He has a Hellfrost cannon today, or Assault Cannon. We got Bjorn's Assault Cannon online. Are you kidding me? What? That's crazy. It's been a while since I've seen an Assault Cannon, Chad, on a Dreadnought. Lucius the Eternal pushing up as well. He's a lone operative right now, so he's not really in danger. And then what he's going to be doing here, too, is threatening a heroic intervention on anything that touches this Chaos Rhino.
It's scary.
So if we see, for example, these Assault Intercessors push up and attempt to charge the Chaos Rhino in order to grab the objective away, Lucius can intervene. He fights first, and he is extremely strong against these kind of profiles. He'll probably kill 4 Assault Marines. Really
12 would be nice.
Sort of mitigate their ability to
if you roll a 6 on the advance.
Yeah, I got him.
To take that objective. Yeah, so pushing him a little bit farther back so he doesn't get hit by the Land Raider. Still in range to heroically intervene onto the Rhino if an enemy model ends a charge here, though. And that Lucius play is always kind of it's always kind of a big question.
And then this
how aggressively you play with him. He is the army's warlord, and losing him early can really, really hamstring Coterie of the Conceited, because it does require your warlord to be on the battlefield in order to pledge new promises to Slaanesh. So if Lucius dies really early, Senso loses access to that ability entirely. If he loses it before he pledges anything. Don't know if we have a pledge number. Oh, he pledged 0 on turn 1. Okay, that tracks.
Back to you.
All right, mate. So nothing fancy to do.
So I guess honestly, Emperor's Children kind of double hamstrung here by going second. They really they may give up that 4 points on primary to Bodger for killing a unit on turn 1, don't have any opportunities to get kills themselves, which means they're not only losing that 4 points, but they're also losing a pledge point, which could get them reroll once to hit for round 2. That's unfortunate.
Recycle, right?
But this may convince Bodger to play really aggressively, and that would allow an Emperor's Children counterattack to be really powerful.
I'm happy with that.
Engaged fronts, overwhelming force for the draws. Oh man, you got overwhelming force too on these Chaos Spawn?
Engage, but I'll certainly
no way.
Chaos Spawn on that objective.
Oh, Senso must be feeling bad about that one. He did get his 5 points for Secure No Man's Lands.
I don't know where he is.
But he could have taken a 2, and then his opponent doesn't get 7 points here off that unit. Yikes.
Oh, we know
that is a hell of a draw from Bodger.
Okay, so what do we want to do then? Get onto this objective. Kill the spawn. Do I want to go on a second objective? Probably not. In your next...
Yeah, so I know that people have talked about an update to the stratagem. It hasn't been published yet, so it's not legal for server events yet. And also, it...
in here, and the Lord,
at least as far as I know, it hasn't been published.
Is he beast-stickish?
Unless I missed it. And this event began before that went down, so this wouldn't be easy.
Ragnar, in the sense that he goes crazy once per game in the fight phase, and he gets 8 attacks, strength 7.
It's not on the community page yet.
42 damage one, and then the Infractors are like regular intercessors.
Yes.
They get to reroll once to wound and 4 rerolls to wound if you're in an objective mark.
Okay.
They do move 7 base plus an advantage charge potentially.
So you've got a 10, and then you'll be advancing and charging. So you can definitely get into this unit, but I have got fights first, which might help that scenario. So I think if I probably won't move an awful lot in this turn, to be honest with you, mate. Going second, I don't need to. I think I'm probably just going to try and pick up the Chaos Spawn with the shooting that I've got, and then we'll just plonk some OC on this objective and then hand over to you. You've got this Demon Prince that's going to move 14, so whatever I come up here, you might...
This Land Raider Demon is going to be really problematic for...
You can advance the charge. You're definitely
Senso to deal with. It's so good at shooting... It's almost perfectly statted to shoot the standard Marine profile. So things like the Noise Marines and the Infractors that Senso is going to be using to deal with the Land Raider. As long as Bodger holds up a CP for Overwatch, Sensonico really can't afford to commit something like a Lord Exultant into that thing, which is really what he wants to be doing. So he may have to eat that hit on the Demon Princes. Ooh, big advance roll on a Redemptor Dreadnought here. Maybe getting a line to the Rhino?
Mate, for me on your Chaos Spawn.
With an advance and shoot?
Yeah. Right, we'll do that. So we've got that guy. I did advance, so it'd have to spend me a...
Oh, pushing it to the Chaos Spawn. So now Bodger just has to be
only 4 wounds.
Only 4 wounds, 5 up, feel no pain.
Prepared not to get in on the, or not to trigger the Chaos Spawn's reactive move.
The one behind it will advance. He gets a 6, so he's going to come up behind him, like so.
Now there is an Infractor team inside Rhino number 2 here. Oh, that's the wrong side.
And then the Pulse is going to advance
with a Lord Exultant. So we do have a unit that can punish this movement onto this objective. Those Infractors are OC2 as well, so they'd be able to take the objective.
Feels good.
The Ballistic Dreadnought is okay at shooting Overwatch because it gets full rerolls, but it's probably not worth the attempt. Although it could adjust the OC value of that unit to the point that maybe the Dreadnought plus the
makes sense.
Impulse could take the objective back, but that would be kind of tough, I guess.
So I'll rotate.
So I imagine that's where Sensonico is much more excited about placing his units. So now, just going to move up to 12 inches here with the Land Raider. No reason to get too aggressive. Again, the Emperor's Children can't really engage at range, so
there you go.
If you're keeping yourself far away from them, it makes their potential counterpunch very difficult.
So we'll stay out as much as we can for the moment. There's no point going any further in. And then Bjorn will stay where he is, just projecting his aura, Effect, and then I don't know what else you want to move, Sam. Is it worth? This doesn't feel worth giving you something. I could advance this guy into this pocket here, I think if you do have much shooting, you could put them down here and shoot into me and then charge. And that doesn't feel good either. So I think we'll leave that. You do have the option to bring something down 9 inches away. Presumably one of the Demon Princes could come down.
9-inch charge, yeah. But
9-inch charge doesn't feel great. Some mad lads would give it a go. I mean, it would be nice if you did it, but you're giving that unit up probably in the next turn at least. So I'm going to leave it like there, I think, and we'll just fire into here. And then
9-inch charge would be crazy, right? Into Lucius intervention. Absolute bad lad.
We'll fire first with the Land Raid Redeemer in case you pull. So Flamestorm cannons first. So we get 5. And then 6. There's Shrimp 6.
Badness 5, so winning on 3s. Very nice roll.
Thank you.
AP2, I get 6s
cover.
against this. And then this is basically double this for Fulfillment Pain, and they are toasted. Takes 2, takes 4 dice, takes 2, takes 4 dice. Yeah, there we go. That's squad.
All right, big score out for Bodger.
Okay, mate. So that's just 3 for that secondary. I will take 4 for the kill.
Yep. Ended up 2 points ahead.
Engage.
Thanks to that kill.
Friend.
Obviously, a big gamble for Senso.
Awesome.
Did have to pay SCP to advance that Dreadnought over.
The table stayed.
Didn't get a shot on. It looks like he maybe.
The fight first.
I think he could have seen there. Oh, maybe this ruins in the way actually of the Rhino shot. So that might
I thought about putting him out, but I feel like you've got those.
That might be a little aggressive.
Drop him down and crap out of them.
But it does mean that the Land Raiders Overwatch is not super close, and we can start to engage on this objective.
Nothing came out from the Land Raider just yet. You could
if
12 next.
If Sensatical wants to start to try to reduce the Ballistus Dreadnought count of the army.
A bit far, so that's 15 more or less. You could definitely get close to these guys.
Yeah, so Lucius the Eternal over here has fights first as long as he's not attached to a unit, which is why we were talking about Sensonical using him as this counter-attacking unit. And that's usually the capacity in which he wants to be played.
You might have to eat your fight first, and they do hit relatively hard. There's 4 attacks on the Power Fist from the Sarge.
The Sarge has 4 attacks on the Power Fist, and then the Judiciary has how many attacks? 5 on 7-2-2.
5 attacks, yeah, 7-2-2 with Dev. He has the Death, but yes, precision innately, mate. Yeah.
Yes, I see. Okay, so that's the.
Yeah, so Sonical also considering a charge with the Exultant unit inside the Rhino over here, but both players have set up these fight first counterattackers. We have the Judiciary on this side, as they're talking about, and then Lucius on the other side. So if these transports get engaged on either side, they can counterattack each other and then swing fights first. Which is a little problematic for Emperor's Children. I guess, kind of ironically, Emperor's Children have very little way to deal with fights first.
Put the pledge to 2.
The one thing they could potentially do is try to battle shock the unit in the shooting phase using Noise Marines to prevent it from heroically intervening, and then not engage it, unless they're able to get like a big charge that pulls them out of intervention range of that unit.
All right, not the best, not terrible.
It's very difficult for them to be able to deal with that. This is a cool matchup, Jam. Nice to see you in chat. Yeah, I'm excited about this matchup. It's cool to continuously see Space Wolves doing well at these like kind of upper echelons here.
Okay.
We obviously watched them take down Yanari last week, and now they're fighting against Emperor's Children, looking pretty good so far. Senso grabbing 4 points for holding engage on all fronts. Recover assets are the draws.
The assault ramp, yeah.
So recover and engage.
Both players drew engage on all fronts on the first 2 battle rounds. Awkward. Not the rounds where you want to be drawing engage on all fronts. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that we should probably switch the clock. Is that
you have to.
Bodger is going second, so he's going to have the opportunity to bottom 5 score at the end of the game. So he's basically, unless things go really south for him, and Sensonical can really hammer his army into oblivion, he's likely to get an 8-point primary on bottom 5. He also gets more control over the the kill more metrics because he knows how many units Sensonical has killed during Senso's turn. When he goes to his turn, he knows how many he has to kill to score kill more. So he has more information. Looks like we are going to be pushing into the Ballistus Dreadnought here. Now, if Bodger wants to trigger an Overwatch here from this Ballistus Dreadnought, it does get rerolls because it's targeting a unit that's not below half strength. But it would leave the Land Raider open to attack, potentially, from another Lord Exultant unit if Sensonical wants to push it. Although, it's not on an objective. There was a potential heroic intervention happening. Unlikely that Sensa wants to.
At any point you would like to Overwatch, let me know, okay?
Am I feeling better? Yeah, I would say I'm like 90% of the way there. I'm still pretty drugged up, but it's mostly down to a headache and a little bit of a sore throat.
Yeah, this is what I mean, mate. I feel bad. I want to give you one of my 5s.
That's a good mate. So that's a 13. If I roll an 8, that's the 5 each charge, so it's not that.
Co-commentator's here if you can hear her.
But yeah, well.
Screaming up a storm.
I'm again giving more units to you for the Portfolio. You're probably gonna score high on that. I'm not feeling too confident about the game, to be honest. Let's see. How many CP do I have? Actually, I have 4. Can I spare one for rerolling this advance? Yes, I'll spare 1 CP for that. Down to 3 CPs.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get
There
now.
she is. Let me see if I can take care of her, chat.
It's a classic.
Sorry, bud.
It's all good, mate.
That does not feel good.
That's all good.
It will come around, I promise.
Yeah, it always changes, so it's no worries. So it's still 5 each charge, it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's cool.
Alright. Rhino can probably stay there for now. I'm gonna remember these I have advanced with the banner. Beam Prince. So if he goes flying, closer he can get.
Thought she was one of your cats? Is she that loud? She sounds like she's in the room.
Space.
She wanted a belly rub, chat.
Let's say 9.2.
She screamed into my microphone so I would rub her belly.
At 4.7 left. 4.7.
All right, so 2 units advancing up the table here. The thing to consider is that these guys will not be able to charge the same targets. Actually, this Lord Exultant doesn't look like it advanced, so it might be fine.
Still a very far charge.
Number 1 cat. Yeah, she's a cutie pie.
I'm gonna go back.
Nikki, you want to come on stream? Oh, that's my microphone. Please don't bump it.
We have advance here. Let's advance the Cacophony.
Yeah, okay.
On the flank.
Aw. You poor thing.
That's a total of 9. And we need to put like a bubble here. 18.
Here she is, cat. Or chat. Here's cat, chat. Oh, look at this big chunker.
Shape a 9, right?
She just wants pets.
So he looks like he can
cutie
do
pie.
it. And the other Blastmaster was here. That's 1. And making it.
So all of the terrain, this is based on a Pariah Nexus tournament layout, which means that all of the terrain is ruins. The Pariah Nexus tournament layouts use only ruins. What we do for T5S2 is that we actually have exclamation point maps if you want access to these maps yourself. They're all available for free download, but we add there are full versions that have a lot of cosmetic elements. So basically, these little squares are considered ruined terrain, and they have a vertical element. You can see it has a collider, this big cylinder, that prevents enemies from standing on top of it. However, the rest of it is cosmetic. So there are trees. Those can be moved through. They don't have a collider. They don't block your movement, but they do look rad. Which is why we use them. But obviously, those are optional. There are light maps that do not have any cosmetic elements, which are a little easier for play, but they don't look as good. So it's up to you which one you want to use.
All right.
Yeah, get those maps going on. So we use those for all of our in-house events. Exclamation point Discord, by the way, folks. If you are not in the Discord, come hang out. This is an event finals for a T5S2 pod. These are 16-player events. They are free to join, and they run 4 rounds. Basically, they run over the course of a month. If you are a patron, exclamation point Patreon, then you do get early access to them, so you get pushed to the top of the wait list for new pods, and obviously you help support the series, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much.
Lucius probably wants to keep there, and then these tormentors. There's not really much shooting in there, is there? Apart from these guys.
The Stern Guard shooting's not bad because it's got the devs. I haven't really used the unit much. Just trying it out. This group, so it's got a bit. It's got assault on the gun as well.
21, so that's very very close to. Try and hide from this side.
Play at a local game store. Never use creators or forests because they're a pain. I have to imagine they are less annoying in Tabletop Simulator. I mean, so it depends on sort of how strictly you want to play them. I think that so the weird thing about Warhammer 40k's terrain rules is that the vertical elements of terrain is very relevant. So things like trees and stuff can theoretically block movement, and sometimes, not very often, but occasionally line of sight. So they are important to like sort of keep there. If you want to play without them, that's still valid. And you essentially just say that you're playing like the two-dimensional template of the terrain feature as its footprint, and then you place the terrain onto it and you move it around. You can do something like that in Tabletop Simulator by using terrain that doesn't have a collider, so models can move through it freely. And so as you can see here, right, the models can move through these trees without bumping into them because the trees are, from a mechanical standpoint, not really there. They're just invisible. So you can do that to construct a forest if you want to, which does make them a little bit more playable. Generally speaking, though, and I would say this is probably pretty common, the terrain rules in 10th edition are not very good. And ruins are definitely the most effective form of terrain. So for competitive play, ruins are basically the only terrain feature that we see, which is unfortunate. It would be cool to play with more interesting terrain features. However, they don't really do anything, so it's not as exciting to play around.
I think the problem here is the one that I'm thinking now. You have Murder Fan. How easy for you?
So we put the unattached Noise Marine unit into the Rhino. So it's pretty wild that a tiny Rhino can fit this many models.
Can I take the model for a second?
The unattached Noise Marine unit is 6 troops, and the
you could
the Infractor squad with the attached Lord Exultant is another 6, so that's a total of 12. So it can fit inside the Rhino's transport capacity.
Decent charge.
Even though the Noise Marines are really physically large, they'd still only count as one model, which is interesting.
That's going to be a tricky one.
If you're not playing on Golden Demon level terrain, what are you even doing with your life? On Tabletop Simulator, we have no excuse, right? Unless you have a bad a computer that's
hit you and I don't kill you and I get you
has struggles with some of the more sort of high impact effects, which makes total sense because Tabletop Simulator is meant to be kind of as egalitarian as possible.
And I will.
But if you can handle it, why not play on the nicer terrain? I don't know.
I'm going to go over here. So
no one uses the second floor ruins for +1 AP. Yeah, plunging fire,
which is about no shooting. Yeah.
If you play on WTC format terrain, plunging fire can be used. WTC and I believe UKTC format terrain also has 6-inch or higher.
In terms of actual shooting, you've got
units, 6-inch or higher size units.
No hunter killer missiles,
which can be used
Marines on top of them that can do the blast.
And there was a discussion previously about like Desolator Marines using it and how strong they were. I know that I think Innes Wilson had a lot of success playing Desolator Marines on plunging fire allowable terrain features. Okay. Plunging fire havocs, yeah.
All right, we'll do that then, mate.
But I would say it is relatively rare. And I would say, in addition, multi-levels on terrain is also relatively rare, just because it's mechanically very complex.
Let's start with
like how different levels work and how models move up levels can be very challenging to play on the tabletop, so a lot of players just simply don't play with them, which is, if I'm being honest, one of the reasons that we don't use them in T5S2. Tabletop Simulator has its own sort of bank of problems using multi-level terrain,
so freeze again,
which is another challenging factor as well.
4 ups.
So,
Goes free.
a really aggressive push here. Rapid ingress from Murder Fang to try to push into the Chaos Rhino and maybe Lucius the Eternal. Lucius does fights first. He does gain full hit and wound rerolls against walkers and characters.
Sorry, 4 attacks from the combi bolt.
And Murder Fang's already taken damage. Are you kidding me?
I guess. Never mind.
So we have Blast Masters inside the Chaos Rhino, so they can actually do some serious damage. Murder Fang will get a reactive attack,
2 shots on
but he's just got one Heavy Flamer and a Storm Bolter, which is probably not that exciting.
Which is a death one. 5 up from the pain.
Takes it. He's on 4.
He's on 4, and then the Havoc Launcher is D6 shots. 4, 5.
I think kill him now because we're so gutted. You know that.
4 damage so far from a random Rhino.
And then the strength is 5, so 5's here to make it. So 1 AP 0.
He's good, yeah.
Okay, he's on 4 wounds left. Not too bad. Alright. We still have the Overwatch. Maybe the fight first from Lucius. Let's see.
Yeah, deploy your unit on the top floor and it sits there the rest of the game. Yeah, for sure.
We'll probably do the same from this Rhino, shooting everything into the ballistas from the back.
I did play a game with Plunging Fire, Ruins, using Desolator Marines, and I was very excited to put them on the top and get +1 AP on my indirect fire, and then realized that it would mean that I would never shoot my missile launchers because the walls were slightly too high for the guys to see over them, which is good. It means they didn't get shot back, but it also would have meant that their super crack missiles would never have been in the game, which is definitely a big loss and very difficult to get them into a position of fire in future turns if you do set them up there. So I ended up not even using it.
Then
I did see it one time with 6-inch tall Ruins using
for 4 shots total.
It was Neuro Tyrants, I think. The player played multiple Neuro Tyrants and set them on the top of the Ruins and like Overwatched constantly, and they became AP 2 or 3 with the Synaptic Nexus bonus. It was crazy. That was actually really good.
No, it doesn't hit, and the Combo Bolter long range, 2 hits, and no wounds. All right. Then we have 4 pistols. They will put them into the ballistas in the front. They cannot shoot into the guy in the back because someone else has shot them and they have advanced.
So ballistas down to 2. We could see a split attack off the infractors to try to clip that guy. But I imagine they'll just go into the full guy and try to get rid of
plasma pistol, not
as quickly as possible. Murder Fang down to half here. Not an eligible charge target for Lucius. That would have been a little aggressive.
Hits.
But that's actually forces him to play much more cagey because Lucius can certainly do 4 damage to Murder Fang. 8 damage, unlikely, not impossible, but a little bit sketchy. 4 damage, pretty consistent.
We'll try and see how
that's scary. You just need 2 converted attacks through the armor save, which is a little close for comfort.
The other action was engage. Yeah, so we need to do this charge. All right, charge time. We will just declare charge into the ballistas in the front. Ignore the other ballistas for now. And that probably is the only thing I want to do here.
Vindicare Assassins at the beginning of time. Yeah, for sure. I was on the receiving end of those Vindicare Assassins a couple of times. when they would automatically turn their attack into or unsavable damage. Your opponent was not allowed to take saving throws against that once per game. Absolutely wild. As much as I am a little glad that ability's gone, but I did like it. Just absolutely
go to 10.
Blast right through.
So he's on 12 wounds remaining. He's on 3 wounds remaining. I'll probably just go for the kill here. Secure him there. He's gonna base you right there. He's gonna base you right that. Base you there. Base you there. And I think he can probably base you here on the 10.
Big charge, big 10-incher off of the infractors here.
Sorry, I will probably change one.
Could potentially allow for a combat slingshot with the Lord Exultant. If you block the Lord Exultant's landing zone, you could get him into a second unit. If you split his attacks, he could maybe knock the second Ballistic Dreadnought out. Although, again, splitting attacks is always a little bit scary. Thousand Sunstreams. They could disable saves. Yeah, classic. Well, the Vindicare Assassins was better because it disallowed invulnerable saves too.
Let me know.
You couldn't take any kind of save.
Did you see with the movement?
No, you're good. You're good.
And that was very problematic for Thousand Suns because Thousand Suns said after you fail to save, you could take 0 damage from the attack. But they said, no, you don't even fail to save. You just don't get one. It just blasts you. Your whole sorcerer explodes. Oh, okay.
The Lord Exultant once per game ability, so he goes crazy. And I will spend another CP down to 2. Give them rerolls hits in the fight phase. So, piling in.
With does the whole unit get Lance? Sorry, or is it just your?
It's just him. His weapon with the big.
And he's AP2.
It's going to go from AP2 to AP3. So you go Armor of Contempt. It's basically AP2 again. And then the extra attacks, it's AP2 would go down to AP1, and the whole squad is AP1 except for the sergeant. The obsessionist.
I have no idea, like, because I've not played it Machine before. I am going to Armor of Contempt just on the basis that I need to try. I would love to deny you a kill, right? So I'll give it a go.
That would be the best, yeah, exactly.
So I've just spent my CP, mate. Yep.
So I'll put in that case, I'll put all the attacks here. But I had declared it anyways. Before that, I was going to declare all the attacks into him to secure the kill. I'll do the
first. Let's see what we do. So for those who haven't seen, thank you for the follow, Criscu40K. Thank you for coming in. Welcome in. For those who haven't seen the Lord Exultant on the table, chats, they are wild.
Yep.
He's going to swing 12 total attacks, 8 attacks. It's Strength 7, AP 3, 2 damage Lance, so +1 to wound when he charges. So he's wounding on 4s. If his target is touching an objective marker because he's attached to an Infractor squad, he gains full wound rerolls. And because of the stratagem, he gains full hit rerolls instead as well. So 8 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 4s at AP 3, 2 damage with full rerolls. Then the rest of the unit attacks 22 times with chainsword attacks with full rerolls, lethal hits.
And then
which is spooky. And then the extra attack weapon's also AP2 1 damage. Now this is a once per game ability that the Lord Exultant has. It's kind of a pipe dream when your Lord Exultants sort of live to attack the next turn. It's not it's not like it never happens, but it definitely is unlikely. They are a one and done combo, but they're relatively cheap for the amount of damage that they do with these Infractor units.
And this is going to be 16.
They're basically trading positively. If you into these Ballistic Dreadnoughts, assuming he kills it, given the fact that he's going to start unlocking Coterie of the Casino.
Yeah, that's only AP2, AP1 for AP0 for you. So 2 ups on this.
He's good.
And then the power sword from the main guy. So the sergeant on 3s rolling, 1 lethal, and the strength.
A power sword on these guys, interesting.
Okay, not what? 3 AP2s, which is AP1 for you.
Yeah. So
if he surrounds to the next round, you won the game. That is very often the case. It's true.
So 2 down to 2 wounds, right? Is there anything else going into him?
No. It's a secret mission.
All right. So
looks like that Armor of Contempt is actually stymied us a little bit here, chat. Unfortunate for Sensonical didn't get the kill with this guy.
So
that AOC was really well placed by Bodger.
Nice.
And then freeze.
Ooh. If only 6s did something on the devastating wounds here. A thunder stomp on this guy.
Yes, sir. Yep.
My kingdom for a thunder stomp.
All right. Well, game state is not great. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, do you know what? It's like I must admit, I looked at this list earlier and looked at it and it's like
your assessment was correct.
You've got to load up
the hard stuff first.
Yeah, your hard stuff, right? And I think me going second helps. By the way, mate, who knows? I was not expecting Murderfang to be down to 4. I'd love it if he was down to 3, but sadly that didn't happen. So that's kind of that's interesting because if you pop off on the Overwatch, between that and Lucius.
So Lucius has both the fight first ability and also he rolls hits wounds against monsters, characters, and walkers as well.
I would really love to take him out. I think you're gonna. I think you probably kill him, but I think it's worth a shot because this guy's your warlord, right?
He's my warlord. Yeah, I cannot do any more bets if you kill him.
So if Murderfang survives the charge, the counterattack here,
so you can always increase the pledge by 1 for 1 stratagem.
I see.
That's the only way I can get points from.
That's gonna
1 inch away from this wall.
That's gonna
the idea.
Okay, no problem.
Be super problematic.
Well, I think that's the case.
Interesting.
Residual ballistas and you lose the game. Yeah. Classic Space Marine stuff, chat. Just refuse to die. You know.
Engage. You do.
Armor of Contempt too strong.
I'll get the mini engage, I think. In case, yeah, I think it's mini engage for 2, and I will actually discard recover assets because probably the chance of Lucius dying here is high. So I'm gonna just basically get him down.
I think he lives. Do you know that? I think he kills Murderfang, but
yeah, but just in case I roll very low, that like I've been doing so far, and then you just kill him, I lose my wallet, I lose my secondary. I prefer to have the CP on the bank, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't blame you. That makes sense, mate. Right, so it's over on me.
Back to you.
Thanks. Let's switch that time over. There we go. So I will pick up my scouts at this stage. So I've got 2 lots of scouts in Strat Reserve. And we shall pull cards. I pull Bring It Down and Establish Locus. Establish Locus, I could do in the middle. I probably am going to come in the middle because I might put some pressure on you in this turn in terms of just put this Land Raider on here. And then that would be Establish and then Bring It Down. Am I going to kill this Rhino? I mean, in theory...
How strong AOC is, every list needs it. To the point
I've got 2 ballistas.
It should be a core strategy.
One of them's dead.
Well, it's so strong they had to nerf it significantly.
The ballistas rule.
And I think part of the problem is that it's also so ubiquitous because Space Marines are the most popular faction, right? Sort of perennially.
Don't really want to have to...
And every single Space Marine detachment has it, and no other faction has a stratagem like that. So it is the most common stratagem in 40k. And it's also really strong. So it gets kind of like double pushed. If there were only a couple detachments that had access to it, and if there were then I think, you know, if we didn't have factions that had it army wide, then I think we would probably view it a lot differently. But because it gets used in so many cases, it's less of a cool, interesting and unique thing that Space Marines can do, and more of just like a constant oppression that you have when playing against Space Marines.
Jump back into
which I think is I don't necessarily dislike the design. I like that Space Marines do have a thing that's their thing that they do. It's kind of across the board. However, what I don't like is that no other factions have a similar stratagem, right? And it almost maybe should be a core stratagem just to save on space.
Yeah.
AOC still struggling to nerf bully boys.
We can commit the charge.
Classic.
If we hit the charge.
Classic nerfing bully boys.
It would stop you from piling into fight first thing into Murderfang. Yeah, I do it because then if you come in here, I will go in with the jump back intercessors into Lucius, right? So that makes sense. So we go with this 15. And I'll spend the CP for them to be able to... Let me just check that I will. Yeah, I definitely will. I'll spend the CP for them to be able to advance, shoot, and charge.
Sounds good.
I should have actually... I'm just going to move them slightly down so they can also see Lucius.
Mm-hmm.
You would be outside at 12, so it wouldn't actually matter because I would hardly be able to see you anyway. Fair enough. So that's that. This is going to be the Overwatch that I dread. So let's just
get the transhuman treatment. If AP would put you
I will not
on a 5-up, the stratagem can give you a 4+, but it can never go to a 3 or 2. Yeah, potentially. I honestly, I think Armor of Contempt is fine at this stage. Like there is like, you know, kinds of counterplay
about that in a minute. So we do want to establish.
It's not like super duper oppressive like it was, I think, in the original release of the edition.
So
it's just a very strong strat. The part I don't like is that a whole faction gets access to a very strong strat, whereas there are detachments in other factions that have no strong strats, and I think that's problematic. But I think that's not necessarily a problem with Armor of Contempt. That's a problem with how ubiquitous it is. because there are other factions with Armor of Contempt. Sensonical also has Armor of Contempt. It should be worth noting. And he has 2+ save damage reducing demon princes, right? So it is arguably even better in his faction.
Then I'd have to charge it probably with the content.
9th edition transhuman was rough.
Unit, and then it's going to get used to shoot.
Just go first into Mortarion and dump like 20 mortal wounds into him.
More guys in there, right?
Smites. That's my plan.
I have the 6 Night Marines with the Cacophonist. And in the other Rhino, the one that is next to Murderfang, I have a squad of Infractors plus a squad of Night Marines without leader.
9th edition had crazy defenses, but you needed the crazy defenses because the offense was so insane.
Secondaries here.
Which I think is pretty fun. I don't know. I like it when things actually are removed when they're attacked. When you combo a bunch of stuff together and you attack your opponent, you kind of want your stuff to do a big thing.
Makes sense, yep.
Like this. And depending on how the shooting goes, we might shoot as well.
Starting with an auto take. Yeah, well, it's not even a choice that a Space Marine player makes, which is like the most interesting part. The kind of the wildest part about the whole situation is that it's not a choice. Is you just get it. It's like automatic.
Like that. These guys will move up like this. What's up, Coco?
So this is an interesting little unit here, folks. I don't know if we necessarily talked about this. This Sternguard veteran squad with the Black Death Judiciary. So the Judiciary gains anti-monster, anti-vehicle 4. He has devastating wounds baked in. And then when you target the Oath of Moment target, the entire unit gains full hit and wound rerolls. So he is going to be hitting on 2s, devastating on 4s, full hit rerolls against most heavy targets in the game. Plus you also get a full rerolling Power Fist in the unit as well. So he actually can do quite a bit of damage, not to mention the fact that the Sternguard are also a fire hose of mortal wounds from devastating just with their normal attacks, because they're firing multiple devastating attacks with their bolt rifles as well. Pretty neat little unit there. We actually seen a lot of like interesting Sternguard technology being played recently,
do that bit there.
Which I think is neat.
So, 9.
Things went too far in 9th edition. There were rolls that could be ignored. That ignored invuln saves. Yeah, then rolls ignored feel no pains. Then demon invuls that could be ignored. Yeah, I do agree. That always made me laugh. It was like a literal arms race between attack and damage.
We could move them up. They could charge.
Invuln saves were too strong, so you got ignore invuln saves. Those became too strong, so you got feel no pains to defeat them. Those became too strong, so you got damage cannot be reduced to defeat them. Or damage cannot be ignored, damage ignoring. Damage reduction ignoring, I guess. Then you got demonic saves to protect against those. Fucking wild.
Yeah, I am gonna have to do that now. That sucks. So this guy's
a literal arms race. Just watch out because he can't move through the other ballistas right now.
Thank you. He can't. I need to move this guy back first. Thank you, Trevi.
Yeah, that's going to have to create a traffic jam, unfortunately. Not able to put a ballista dreadnought exactly where we want to be. Yeah. Just because there's so many vehicles in a wall there.
Like so. So we're already going to shoot.
Missed the coin flipped outcome. Where null zone worked and you wiped a whole unit.
That guy with rerolls.
Oh man!
Hopefully it'll be enough.
I don't miss that.
I don't want to get them out yet.
People's death hex going off and just immediately vaporizing you is always
go any further
a little bit funny.
We've got these guys that have come there.
If it's reliable, I have more of a consideration.
Screened out there.
That was like a 7 to cast or whatever, and you just had to like roll it and hope for the best.
So I think
super
that's all
weird.
of the air screen. So then dropping of these dudes will come down here like so. You've got your demon prince that you're gonna drop down. You probably rapid him, and it probably comes down around here, right?
Yeah, I would probably rapid him.
I don't really know how that's going to play out yet. In my head, it made more sense when I did it. Let's see what happens. So we'll keep the other scouts up. We've put those scouts down here. We've got the Fights First unit here. And let's go, man. So, shooting phase.
Awesome.
This
So
ballistas. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, let's just talk through it.
sorry.
Go for it. Yeah, no worries, man. Do it.
No, I
Not
have a couple
trying
of questions before I do the rapid ingress. So both ballistas have fallen back.
So we're considering a
only one full
Demon
back.
Prince drop or potentially a Lord
He-
Cacophonous popping out.
I wasn't tagging it. Sorry, I didn't
Yep.
move this guy through. So he cannot shoot, right? So the only one that can shoot is the one that's zone 3 ones, right?
Correct. Yep.
And the ones that have advanced in charge is this squad of assault intercessors that you have spent this before, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Awesome. Then I'll
So Senso's got some interesting choices. What he could potentially do, he doesn't have reroll ones unlocked yet, which is unfortunate. What he could do is drop. So we are going to drop a Demon Prince.
Any shooting that I have to be considered.
Oh,
from-
clever.
Murderfang's got.
We're going to
I
put a
think
Demon
it's-
Prince
yeah, it's got one
behind
heavy
Lucius
flank.
and
Not
heroically
Demon
intervene
Prince,
into
if that's what
Murderfang
you're
with it
thinking.
to
So he has got
impact mortal
Flamer, he
Murderfang
has
to
got
death
Stormbolts,
potentially
and then
before
obviously
Lucius
he's,
attacks it to ensure he doesn't
he's
Armor of
got
Contempt through Lucius's
some
swing.
shots as well.
Some pistols.
That will most likely keep Lucius alive. Obviously, like who knows what the dice are going to say.
One thing I want to check is does he fit through there? Looks like I don't know. Let me check. I cannot see it right. Kind of hard to see. Guess we could do that. I mean, he flies, so right. So I guess we could just like go there and do the rapid ingress. We'll last the heroic intervention.
Very good. The other option is that Senso could drop Blade Guard Veteran unit or Blade Guard Veteran. Where did that come
all
from?
the time.
Why is that on my mind? A Noise Marine unit. It's a 40 mil base infantry
I don't
unit,
know
I
what's
guess.
gonna happen here.
A
to be
Noise
really honest with you.
Yeah, I'm
funny,
just
right?
thinking.
A
He's probably gonna charge Rhino, kill, and fight into
a Noise Marine unit in the back corner in
right.
attempts to Overwatch Murderfang. Would be
in
much more
that
reliable if he
case,
had his real ones to hit
I'd rather
active,
have
but unfortunately he
him
failed to kill the
in
Ballistic
case-
Dreadnought, so
That
he
makes sense.
doesn't
I mean,
get that
someone's
right
got
now.
to go there, right? For at least the next turn, if not this
For
turn.
this,
So
exactly. For
Oh, I read Agent X's comment about Blade Guard Veterans, and it's stuck in my head. I think that's what happened.
But Rhino, I mean, you can probably fight first with the Assault Intercessor.
You can
finish him off.
you can watch the synapses firing in my brain, apparently.
Yeah, that has to be
Jesus.
annoying. Try to see if we can like deny
Yep.
a bit of a space.
Game against Wipe Scars caught Blade Guard
is that down? Is
Veteran
that
in
down? Are you down to 3 or
the
2?
null zone bubble. So many
I'm not
bodies
too
surprised.
from
Yeah,
4
for
to
sure.
3
That's a good strat.
Okay.
For
at the
sure.
moment. Yeah.
Or a good
And-
psychic power. I should say.
And something that I need to be checking though is you've said that you probably.
It would be cool if they recontextualize psychic powers to be like a strat. Like, what if you had a number of points that you could like cast
Correct.
every turn, and then
discard establishment.
and then like your psychers like paid those points to cast spells that they had in a deck or something.
Not worth it. So yeah, that's it.
That'd be much more interesting. And maybe they generated those points every turn, and then like
I'd establish any
so they could like
because
to
I
cast a
think
big
the
spell, they
basis
could like
you've got
save
two
up
in
for a turn or
secondary
two,
in
and
that
then
score.
like,
I'm okay
cast this
with
big
a
spell.
nice score
So it's resource
first,
management.
and I should
I'm redesigning
Yeah,
40k
I'm
live on
gonna
stream
just
right now. Chat.
Ditch the thing because I reckon I need him to shoot into here. So we'll go first.
Like if Smite caused
with
one warp
this
charge
fuck up as
and
so
something big,
now I'm not
you
going
know,
to change that. So this
cost-
guy will shoot into
3 warp charge, but you only generated 2 warp charge a
free
turn.
flamer.
So I could smite
Everything goes in there.
and cast something else little, or I could save up a turn and cast
the whole
a big spell.
sink. We're chucking it
Everything
all
in there.
in.
Sounds good.
That'd be kind of neat.
Then this is freeze. Oof.
Okay, ordered roll on 5, saves 2, dice 3, 4, and that's the squad, right? Because there was one guy dead.
A
And
deck building aspect? I think that would be a little difficult.
Yeah.
People have talked about including stratagems in your
Okay.
list construction.
Whilst we're talking about it, the hunter killer missile.
You could draft detachments. It actually used to be a thing that players used to play in War Machine called Caster Draft. Because you played Warcasters, were your leaders, and they were kind of like your detachment. They determined all of
I
your,
have absolutely no idea.
basically like what your army was going to do. They had all the spells that would buff your units,
D6.
and that's what
D6
determined your composition.
Okay.
And they used to have a draft where you could draft their weapons, like defensive
So
profile,
then the
and their spells.
not in-
And you could do that with a detachment probably. You draft detachment abilities, stratagems, enhancements.
One,
That'd be cool.
That's the one.
yeah, not AP.
Somebody build that. I don't have time to do it. Somebody else do it. Make
The
cards for
assault
every stratagem archetype in the game. I'd play the shit out of that. That'd be fun as hell.
That's one dev.
If somebody builds that, I will run an event.
Regular
I'm putting my
saves,
I'm
wounds,
putting my money where my mouth is. I will run that event. That sounds super fun.
Okay, and then the multi-melter.
Lord Exultant paying for his sins of rolling like trash, I guess.
Wounds.
And dice.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay.
And unfortunately,
so that's that.
Sensonical hasn't even gained a kill
I'll
yet.
shoot
So
the injured ballistas.
I almost wonder if Murderfang even charges here because it will grant Senso a kill. Excuse me.
And he is damage.
If the heroic intervention triggers, it kills
full
him.
health, so I will be
And that would also block
these rules
That's
work.
right.
the
lance cannons.
coterie of the conceited from triggering as well.
Does not.
I guess worst case scenario, Murderfang could maybe just charge the Rhino and bait Lucius into an attack, which he could potentially fade with Armor of Contempt, but it's a little dicey.
Is that worth a reroll? I've got 2
I don't know.
I need 1 for the reroll.
The standstill Fang. Listen, Slanesh Demon Prince's vision is based on movement, as far as I know. So, as long as you don't move, then you don't know you're there.
Just 1 hit. Come on, you pricks.
And this would be a huge loss if Senso goes a second round and doesn't trigger any coterie abilities. I assume that 1 is his pledge, right? Yes, he's pledged only 1.
Can't shoot with that. The Impulsor. I don't think I'm going to kill it now since it really even matters, Sam. I mean, I'll shoot it anyway. So, the Heavy Stubber.
I wonder if there was a universe where he could have slingshotted into the second Ballista Dreadnought here and attempted to kill there. With full rerolls, you can fish for lethal hits and then force AP1 damage on it. And so 2 Infractors.
Okay.
I guess it's a little unlikely you get him with 10 melee attacks, but I think he could have gotten 2 Infractors in there.
So then it's just over here.
But this is a, we are likely to pick up basically most of the stuff on this objective this coming turn.
Maybe just the
especially if the Noise Marines pop up over there, which I think is likely.
Depending on where you want to fight, yeah.
Murderfang will flame here.
Makes sense, yeah.
And
T5, I think. Yep.
3 wounds, AP1 ignores cover.
Is
Are
it
you
strength,
T5?
T5,
nothing
yes,
then. I'll
it's
show him
T5.
5. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so then the Stormbolter. Just 1, mate.
1,
No AP.
0. All good.
Okay, so then the Intercessor, Assault Pack Intercessor unit. We've got 1 guy that can see with the Plasma Pistol. I guess I overcharge it, and then I think I've got 2 guys that can see with little guns. So overcharged, hits, wounds,
saves,
hazardous, fine. 2 little guns, don't hit. I think that's all the shooting. So charges. We don't need to charge here, which is good. No charges here. We've just got this chaos. So let's quickly think, Sam. So I charge the Rhino. You heroic.
I like that Bodger asks himself the questions all the time.
Do heroic with this, it'll be sick. So yeah, you would go here, right? Although, if I charge just the Rhino,
Yeah, so what Bodger could do
have to base
is charge the Rhino and pay to maybe he doesn't even need to pay, and then maybe just consolidate into Lucius and try to eat Lucius's attack and then counter swing.
Lucius, which makes sense. You might kill Murderfang, you might not, but I would definitely activate into Lucius. So I think that makes the most sense. If I just charge Lucius, then that doesn't make sense. So which I will charge the Rhino.
With Murderfang, yeah, makes sense.
So maybe the Noise Marine drop was more reliable, just as in the position that they're in.
I might be completely playing this wrong. I mean, holy shit! I've only just.
Oh man! Oh, okay, he did make the charge.
So we come into like this.
But he's got a base. Might be too far from Lucius.
I can 6-inch that way.
I still will fight first after you consolidate into me, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you do. I don't know whether I have to ask Trevi that. I've got a feeling that I would elect. No, because if I consolidate,
because
you would fight before me. Yeah.
Yeah. Lucius would have to have fought before Murderfang to fight him back. So.
Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, I probably just don't. Let you fight the Rhino, kill it, and then let's see what happens when you consolidate into him. I think that's probably the best. Yeah, let's do that.
And actually, that's not even going to happen because this Rhino has a Lord Exultant in
Makes
it.
sense.
I keep going to the wrong thing.
They get a 9.
Yeah, so Murderfang's actually gonna be sucked towards unit inside the Rhino.
The only problem now is I could activate his heroic intervention though.
Yeah, you probably could. Depending on what's the Let's go here.
Or we could see heroic intervention from
The only
Lucius
thing
to
you
pull
need
him
to be
away
aware
from
of is that
Murderfang too.
his
This is a
intervention,
wild fight
it
phase
counts as a
here.
charge, so I do activate his mortal wounds on the charge thing. That's the only thing that you need to be aware of. But because I'm activating into the assault guys, the mortal wounds go into them, not into Murderfang.
Yeah, you could, mate. You do it. I can no longer base, right? So I'll just come around like this.
Sounds good.
Can this guy on the end base?
This guy here. Yes, he can. Thank you, mate. So I can't get in here. I'm not going to be able to go around that way. I have to come around this way.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Like so, yep. And
What an insane fight phase we're about to experience. Wild, chat. Absolutely wild.
Okay.
I guess the other danger is that Senso places like a Lord Exultant squad next to Murderfang. There is a non-zero chance the Lord Exultant just pops Murderfang by himself as well. If Murderfang is forced to consolidate to a point where he's on the objective, the Lord Exultant's gonna swing. He won't get his full Super Saiyan swing, but he's gonna swing with full rerolls, full wound rerolls.
Cannot go. I think he looks okay here, and he's within engagement range, right?
I think so, mate. Yeah.
And the only thing I want to check now is if he fits in there. He does fit in there. Looks like it.
So the whole goal, like basically what we're doing here, is preventing the attack between the Lord between Lucius and Murderfang, because there's a chance that if Lucius fails, Murderfang might kill him, and obviously vice versa. So Senso is protecting Lucius at all costs. Bodger has the CP to Armor of Contempt. Lucius's attacks, so Lucius is probably converting 3 wounds. He's going to put those on a 4+ armor save and a 6+ feel no pain, which means it's super dicey that Lucius kills Murderfang with all the shields up.
Let me know if I am as well. So I haven't rolled my mortals either, which I need to do.
Yeah, you can actually do it now if you want. Actually.
Yeah, lovely. I'll say there's 2 guys that can roll into the Rhino, I believe. So just 1 mortal on the Rhino.
1 mortal on the Rhino down to 9.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So yeah, I'll leave the Demon Prince right there. And then he will activate his mortal wounds into your assault guys.
So Lucius's damage output is actually dramatically greater than the Demon Prince's.
On force.
Because he's an AP higher and he is full rerolls against Murderfang specifically.
He gets 10 dice.
He gets as much dice as he.
So just clips 3 assault intercessors here.
And then he rolls 10 dice. But it's bracketed at it's stopped at 6. You cannot make it more than 6.
Well, lucky for you, you got 6.
Yeah.
So let's take out 6 then. So we come into Parlin, right?
Oh man, are we gonna see Bodger pull from combat to allow him more flexible pile-ins? Oh my god.
Yeah. So if I pull here. Right?
That pulls the sergeant though.
Yeah. And then when I activate, I can pile in here. And I do get to fight into you, boy. So I think we do that, and then because I would get to do that before you activate, you would then. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm misplaying this, but this is what it's all about, right? So we can take this guy, take this guy, take this guy. Because your movement from that charge is finished, correct?
That's right, yes.
Right. So we'll do that. I feel like this is like a fight sequence that Trevi could make into how not to
Okay, scenario for
Yeah,
Travis,
honestly,
video of
like,
the week.
Guy, watch. Right, we've got.
Don't do this, guys. Do this,
Not
actually.
to do. You could do one of those shorts. All right, so we've got that. Anyway, this was very long. So we've done all that. You've done that. We're all good, right? It's just the fight phase.
Most complicated
Yes,
fight
it is.
in Warhammer 40k
So let
history,
me
for
think.
sure.
So I think I come in first here, and then I will. Oh, do I go here? So if I kill here, then I come here, or I come into whatever comes out of there. Do you know what? I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to do this, like so,
Mhm.
and like so. And then we've got 2 assault intercessors, so that's 4 attacks each with their chainswords.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And then this is hitting on 3, 6s are sustained. Well,
nice.
I'll take that. But this is only strength 4, and you're
So
nice
5s.
toughness of 5, so 4s, mate.
4 AP1s on 3s.
Loves it.
Oh, Lucius, my man.
Here I have a small question.
Oh, you would have fought me first anyway, wouldn't you, Lucius? No, because I'm
No,
held
no.
in, so you get to say, yeah, we got it right. Thank you.
No, you got it right because I was outside of the engagement range
Yep,
with him.
absolutely. That's how I got around it. Yep.
The only thing I have a question here now is if I have to fight with fight first guy or I can spend 2 CP to interrupt and fight with the demon instead.
I don't know that. That might be a question for.
Let me just verify. I'm fairly confident that you can choose to interrupt if you want to.
Okay.
But I'm gonna double check just in case.
Makes sense. Pass the time to me because this is my question.
And I just paused it. You can pause for rules
okay.
questions. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a weird it's an interesting interaction there, Chance. Let's verify before we think about before making any rulings here. Counter offensive.
Oh, I'm spending the CP for the 1-inch consolidate, which I had mentioned.
For the 6-inch consolidation, yeah.
Yeah.
With Murder Fang, I'm guessing?
With Murder Fang, yeah.
Yeah, so counter.
I mean,
counter offensive would be would supersede the normal fight sequence.
Okay.
So you could counter offensive now, then Bodger would get the next selection of a fight first unit, which would likely be Murder Fang. Then Lucius would fight.
I see. So if I don't fight, so the thing is that could happen here.
Counteroffensive is a just after
I go first,
trigger, which
example,
beats
let's
out
him again.
normal timings.
Myself just thinking out loud.
Yeah, do it, mate.
So Lucius, if he activates now, I fight him first.
Yeah, you don't get to double dip for sure.
Then you activate Murder Fang, you kill the Rhino thing.
Otherwise it is a good. It's a good note, chat. I included that in my fight first video. But if you are engaged and you do have fight first, you must be selected.
So actually, after I've destroyed an enemy unit, that model can consolidate 6 inches, but it has to end that consolidation move in coherency within engagement range of 1 or more units. In addition, the Sarg, which hasn't, so that part. So it would just be normal consolidate rules, but I would get to do it based on 6 inches rather than 3.
So you have to still go to an engagement range if you can, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think it means you get to protect Lucius if that's what you're trying to do.
Yes, that's basically what I want to do.
Yeah, I think that this threat also it precludes you from 6 inches consolidating to an objective too, right? That's the restriction.
Okay.
Provided that unit enters a consolidation move in unit coherency with engagement range. Yeah, within engagement range.
So the thing is, if instead of fighting with Lucius, I activate the Demon Prince, try to kill these 2 guys, and then consolidate into Murder Fang. Murder Fang has to either fight. Well, the Rhino still has to fight back you, so you still
I guess
fight twice.
I would fight the Demon Prince because then you're going to hit me with a Rhino. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I get to swing twice with him. I personally don't think you can only consolidate into Murder Fang, right? To me, that makes. But anyway,
so they're talking about Death Howl as the stratagem.
Maybe I can try.
Which triggers after they destroy a unit. So Murderfang would have to kill the Rhino, although that's very likely.
If I do a 3
He's
point
8 attacks, 8 attacks, twin linked.
Just about here. Meaning I can still fight into Murderfang. Save on 2 is alright. Yeah. And try and kill this. This is a very hard puzzle to solve, guys.
Hey, I know, I think I've already screwed it up, so don't worry.
Yes, I think it makes more sense because the thing is, you don't have to consolidate towards the closest enemy model, right? You can consolidate. You do.
It's normal consolidation rules.
So if it's the closest, if you kill the Rhino, I disembark something.
I guess I'm going to play it like that anyway.
I'll disembark something, but then you can fight twice because you have to fight into what fought you, or you can just choose wherever you want to fight. So let's say I do this Demon Prince play, I consolidate into you. Then in your thing, you fight into the Demon Prince,
and then
when the Rhino fights back into you, you fight
the Rhino. Yep.
You have to fight into what fought you, so you cannot choose to fight twice into the Demon Prince.
Correct.
Exactly. Okay. So then in that case, I will do it.
It says provided that unit ends the consolidation move in unit coherency with it and within engagement range of one or more enemy units. It doesn't say about closer. So maybe maybe I can just.
So Murderfang can, just to clarify, he just fights when he's targeted. There's no restrictions on his target. You can attack whatever.
So you can fight twice into the Demon Prince.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can fight, and you can go into Lucius if you consolidate, because even he's not the closest, you just need to finish within consolidation range, right? So I either send the Demon Prince, try to survive with him. Do you have any kind of rerolls with him apart of the state?
He's twin linked.
Twin linked on the Murderfang things. Okay, yeah. So
but he's not. He's hitting on freeze and it's not oafed, so yeah, I could fluff it. But my sustained is 6.
So the Death Howl movement is a consolidation move, so it still has the same restrictions that consolidation.
So let's do it together.
Let's do it together. So let's just fight with Demon Prince. Activate the consolidation more than 1 inch away from this Murderfang.
Okay, so
let's see how this goes.
All right, so I'm going to ask a question now, mate, and I apologise. This is AP2, right?
It's AP2, yeah.
So I've got 2 CP because I haven't spent that consolidate thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
I could do the consolidate. I'm going to armor contempt here.
Yeah, so he can AOC and he can hold up
consolidation when you kill a model, right?
Yep. And then I'll ditch a strat to go to 2 for the fight.
Makes sense. Yeah. Let's do it. So I'll activate the Demon Prince into the assault guys on 2s, and then 2s again for 3 only. You get your fraps, so you probably survive here.
So swung into the intercessors. Oh, they died anyway. Didn't swing into Murderfang, so he didn't get to swing back.
I thought I was armor contempting because I thought you were. So what was just hitting then, mate? Sorry.
I'm outside of engagement range from Murderfang, so I just fight everything into the assault guys.
Sorry, I thought I was armor AOC.
Correct anything you want. It's all good, mate. No worries.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah, totally fine for me. No worries. That's all good, mate.
So these guys are dead.
Sounds good. So the Demon Prince has already fought, and that's all I wanted to have. That's it.
All right. So now it's
all right, and I'm not going to consolidate into you.
So Murderfang doesn't get his swing back.
Right. I mean, I've played it.
Lucius is not required to attack now.
Happen here, right?
So the Rhino. So Murderfang's gonna swing at the Rhino.
We get 8 attacks.
Senso is out of CP, so can't armor of contempt.
So we get 8 attacks. We're hitting on freeze. Yep. So 8 attacks, hitting on freeze.
We sustain. Yeah.
Okay, so 1 more goes in.
No Logan in the list chat. There's no Logan at all.
And this is 5 ups, and the Rhino just about dies.
Exactly dies. Are you kidding me?
With Immortal. So let's see if he blows up. He doesn't blow up, and then let's disembark people from inside. Let's see where are my guys? Right about there. These 2 squads.
So what Sensonical can do here?
And then let's put the hour. Pass the time to me.
He has to place it. He has to set up his unit. He can place one of these models in such a position that Murderfang must consolidate towards it, which means he would be pulled away from
You
Lucius.
don't have to go to the closest one. We established that, right? You need to just
because the
consolidate.
thing is, the Demon Prince has fought. Lucius has not fought.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I go into.
So the death, just to clarify, the Death Hell move is still a consolidation move, so it's still governed by the restrictions of consolidating. It just extends the distance that you move.
Okay. Fine. So,
So
the
you
only
have to
way
go
I
to
can
the
go is I'd have to
closest.
go here, yeah? Yep.
Okay. I mean,
But depending on where the
consolidation
disembarking
move,
goes.
if you go there, then you could base both, right? So I need to put something in there. The problem is it's the same thing. I need to think, what do I want to sacrifice here? the Noise Marines, you're going to fight and kill them again, and probably just have the chance to fight again and activate again, right?
I have to become Dr. Strange, show all the possible outcomes. There is one universe where Murderfang kills Lucius here.
I don't want to tempt you because, like, don't trust me. I've already half-assed this so far. So
it's a very hard puzzle to solve, definitely.
It is. So I probably shouldn't have put us in it.
Let's just go.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Trevor. I don't know why it confused me. I think it's just the wording on it, me being an idiot.
Yeah, it's weird because it sounds like it turns it into a 6-inch move, but it refers to that move as a consolidation move. Yeah, later.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Sometimes you see like overrun from Tyranids that say instead of consolidating, perform a normal move, and that's what that would have to be, I think.
Yep.
Probably just send the other squad into you. I can still fall back in charge. So yeah, I think probably these guys.
Feeling the high chance Emperor's Children get nerfed.
Come to you with the whole squad.
I was telling the players before the game, and I posted this in my Patreon chat.
I haven't spent Armor of Content.
I actually realized that I was playing 100 points down, or 85 points down in all of my Emperor's Children games so far.
I am going to spend the CP.
I think I just messed up my list when I built it by hand.
Kill the unit. I don't know.
And all of them.
You need to wait until
all of them are been 85 points down. So all those games where I'm like, wow, this game's really hard, but it's close. Should have had a whole extra unit in all those. And we still got the win. So I feel like maybe Emperor's Children get a little love tap in the coming updates. For sure.
Let's just play with Lucius. See how that
got
goes.
a solo bike captain before at 160 points. That feels bad, man. Yeah. No, this was. I think I had built a space for Rhino in my list, and then I forgot to put the Rhino in, and I played for a month without the Rhino in my list. So I was down a whole transport.
It's on once. Yeah, nothing. And then the squad of infractors, they kill one. So let's actually take this guy out. The other guy out.
But there's nothing to stop me coming in here, and then these Noise Marines having to hit into that guy, right?
Pretty much, I think, yeah.
So I think Lucius probably kills Murderfang because he's what?
6 attacks, 833 with 3 rockets and wounds.
He's rerolling everything. He's AP3 goes to AP2. His 4s. I think he might.
He's running on. He's wounding on.
We going for it?
Strength 8 to toughness 9, right?
I'd take the chance. I think. If you kill Lucius here, it's like a disaster.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to do this, and you may hit me with your Blastmaster. I don't know.
You know what? Fair enough.
No, just fists.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Okay, but now
Lucius
you're finishing.
Lives.
Okay.
I've spent my CP. I'm not going to arm from Contempt if there's no AP on this.
No. It's only fists.
And then I'll hit. And then I will obviously hit into
back
what's
into
hit
them.
me.
Yeah, exactly. It makes all the sense.
I feel like it would be super cool to kill Lucius, but I feel like it's in your favor that you kill me first, right?
Winged Demon Prince, Coterie, and Infractors get bumped. So a part of the problem that I envision is that Emperor's Children, the top units in the faction look really good, but they don't have any. There's no other units. You would have to probably cut Flawless Blade's point cost and let them go into Rhinos or something.
1/6 that goes back in.
So if you take all the top things and you just nuke them, and you're like, Demon Princes are 200 points now.
4 guys.
That might be fine, to be honest. It's not a huge decrease. But if you hammer blow all the top stuff in the faction, I do think that it becomes really problematic for them.
Right. So
Same problem with Granite's and Thousand Suns. I think it's worse, right?
Fine. This was annoying.
Because I think they have less data sheets.
Yeah, so in terms of scoring cards, I didn't score Bring It Down. I didn't score Establish. I am just
you did score 2 points for bringing down from the Rhino, yeah.
From the Rhino, thank you, yep.
Yeah.
So I'll ditch Establish. I'll take the CP for that.
Death Guard Demon Princes. Yeah, Death Guard Demon Princes are like it's a different unit.
Kill more.
Death Guard Demon Princes are like a relatively hard-hitting, very tanky army support platform.
I wouldn't.
Emperor's Children Demon Princes are like this guy who goes in and blows up, like does some damage to a tank and then dies. So like I don't know if it's exactly
scoring one, and then for killing, and then for killing more, and then I get 1 for killing.
It's the Votan problem. Yeah, Votan are probably a very good example.
Now, right?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go grab a bottle of water, but carry on.
That was wild, chat.
We're going through it. All right, so before
we protected Lucius, we killed the jump back intercessors. So Senso gets his kill. He gets his coterie off.
1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. He's more than 6, right? So they can go this way, fight, and
that was really cool for sure.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't take Flawless Blades even if they were 160 points for 6.
The Land Raider in there.
I mean, at that point, you might actually be getting pretty good.
He can obviously fall back and do stuff. I guess
they have tons of models they're not playing at all.
The long charge.
Like,
and then I need to
like Land Raiders?
Somehow.
like,
charging.
Like Foot Demon Princes? I guess. What is it? Like, there's not very much in this faction.
Sure.
Like Emperor's Children Sorcerers, the guy who like gives his unit cover.
I'm gonna be a bit greedy here.
I think this is the time to do it, right?
But I'm gonna say 4.
Yes.
4 squads.
That's what we're looking at.
Looks like the right number. So with that done, let's do my secondary.
Missing out on the Flawless Blades. Well, so the thing is that like,
and no prisoners, like the one I wanted right now. Just kill stuff.
You don't really need late game pieces in Emperor's Children if you're playing Coterie, because everything late game's in Coterie late game, right? Even a Noise Marine punching you is reroll once to hit and wound, a critical 5 sustain lethal, right? So like worst case scenario, they're punching you with their fists and they're gonna do a little bit of damage. You don't necessarily need like a big expensive 200 point Death Star to like vaporize something at the end of the game, because your random stuff is going to kill people. What they need is like sort of what we saw in this instance is that Emperor's Children have a very limited threat range. It's within this like 18 or so inch band of their current position. They have no way to extend that from past where they are. They have no guns. Some reserve, like they can do reserves and normal rapid ingress stuff, but that's about all they can do. And maybe rhinos with Noise Marines. But if that sort of impact flubs like we saw, right? We get no benefit from it. Lost a bunch of points and lost a coterie buff. That flips the whole game on its head. So it's not super like. It's not super, simple, right? That they, like that kind of board state. Lord of Contagion with a raid. Thank you, sir. Welcome in, all the Nerglites from Lord of Contagion. Hope you all are enjoying all that new Death Guard goodness.
This way.
Need a unique GEQ unit. Yeah, it does feel a little bad not having like a cultist squad. It's not
fight or something. If I
it's not like the worst thing ever.
Obviously, if you shoot him,
I feel like they have enough stuff.
What shot?
And like I said, they can, as I believe I have mentioned, they could cut a whole unit, and I don't think that the faction is like it's super duper hardcore hit.
9.3.
Like if you lose out on an 80-point utility squad, it sucks and it becomes harder to play, but it's not like the end of the world.
He should be. Was your intention to be next to the wall?
I'm against the wall. Yep, you're good.
Okay.
MSU for Flawless Blades with 3 models. It's such a limited attack volume, though.
Probably just chilling there. Murder Fang is just.
Who needs that rhino? I mean, apparently I didn't. Apparently I was getting use out of the rest of my rhinos just fine.
Just outside, right? Yeah, makes sense. All good. All good. Let's advance this Demon Prince on the...
Forge Fiends! You fucking troll, Artsy Inu! Alright, I see where you're coming from, my dude.
15.
You played the long game, but I respect it.
Yeah, like to be outside of 12
Yeah.
from the line, right?
You're good, mate.
Yeah, Emperor's Children
5
players
charge.
just play Forge
Hopefully
Fiends.
Then
Somebody told me on stream as the Emperor's Children Codex came out that they were like so excited. They had all their painted Forge Fiends. They were like, I painted them up in like pink and purple for the faction. I was so excited. And then I saw the Codex. I was like, uh-oh.
Advance. They have advance.
Probably got to sell these now.
They have advance.
That was good.
There are different targets for the charge here.
That was good.
Anything in reserves that I should be concerned about?
Scouts, that's
Scouts. Okay.
Just paint them red. I know, man. Holy crap, those World Eaters Forge Fiends. Hot damn, dude.
He's just gonna get a bit closer.
Absolutely insane.
They are just.
So the funny thing is, like,
Fall
at this
back.
point, now we're probably shooting at Murderfang a little bit. It does trigger reactive shots.
2.7, I think.
So we could cook Noise Marines with Murderfang with the reactive attack.
They are just gonna fall back in this way. 6. And 6. I cannot shoot at you because I fell back from you. They're just gonna wait.
Could have Fulgrim. Yeah, Fulgrim needs a lot of help.
Move, normal move.
I could see you rebalance the faction and make Fulgrim like significantly cheaper, but nerf the other stuff, and I think that would help quite a bit. Fulgrim is like an interesting piece, but he's basically a demon prince with extra steps,
Advance to Rhino.
who costs over twice as much, which is insane.
Murderfang killed a Rhino. I just suddenly realised
You
we're
got
in my
lethal
rolls.
hits, right? Yeah.
You got
no
it,
worries.
yep.
Let's advance the Rhino on the right flank. That's the one. Okay, guys, come on. 13. He will just go right across this way. And I will disembark the squad from inside, which is these Noise Marines. So basically, do I want to disembark actually? This ballista is on 3 wounds. Seeing that I only rolled 1, hopefully I can kill this guy immediately. No, you know what? I'll just wait here. I'll be out 18 from these ballistas.
He is really fast. I do think it's important to point out that Fulgrim is like extremely fast. We watched him play over the weekend in 2 games, and it was legitimately difficult to stop him from moving because he's moved 16 advanced charge, so he goes for fucking days. The problem is that he goes and he kills one thing and then he immediately dies because his defensive stats are not good. So you need to have him costed where a unit that can go and kill something and then immediately die. You're buying the agency to be able to do that. But you don't necessarily, you don't want to overpay for defensive stat lines and things like that.
I think I have to end the turn.
He has to be more expensive than the thing that he's vaporizing, but he can't be that much more expensive.
I will double check it.
That they're gonna need to deal with.
To get them out the range. Plasma. And then these guys will probably come around there.
320. I could see 320.
Let's do something like that.
Like, old Mortarion was 300, right? And that guy was like 10 times as good.
Yeah, it's just the turn.
You could probably do
turn. Okay, so
as
it's
long
not
as he's
high 200s, low 300s, somewhere in there.
I'm probably gonna shoot him. That should be covered, and that should be covered.
He is like a cool piece, though. I think a really fast thing that hits really hard is like neat. Especially in Carnival of Excess. That was watching that over the last weekend was crazy good.
Like
critical 5-ups on that dude go hard.
and now you should move 12. Disembark.
Yeah, new Mortarion's not that. I don't disagree. I don't think the Codex Mortarion's that great. But the rest of that codex is nuts, so I don't think Death Guard players are crying about it.
It should not be much of a problem. All right, this goes here. This goes here. Hopefully, these guys kill him. And
Take Abaddon over Fulgrim. Yeah, because Abaddon's a force multiplier, right? And Fulgrim has no force multiplication.
Okay, yeah.
So what we're going to try to do here on Senso's turn,
Rapid ingress here.
he can push the Infractors into the Scouts,
Sounds good.
use the Demon Prince to try to connect with the Stern Guard veterans. Now, the Demon Prince is particularly resilient to the Judiciar. The Judiciar is only 5 attacks. They are devastating anti-monster 4, but
I get roll ones though now.
they're going to half damage into the Demon Prince's -1 damage, so they're not actually going to do that much. So it's unlikely that the Stern Guard veterans kill him, which means that Senso gets to most likely kill some Stern Guard veterans and prevent the unit from intervening, then get the Sword Exalted into the Scouts for free.
Rerolling ones. And winning on 6s, never mind. And then the combi weapon on 4s, on 6s. Never mind. And then they have a launcher.
Trigon Hunter, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you.
Which is going to be on force. Never mind. Okay, good job. This Demon Prince shooting into the ballistas, the same target. Sorry, no, I cannot do it because he has advance. Fucked up. Yeah, let's just shoot into the ballistas in the front. It's all good. On 2 rolling ones.
Take more Flawless Blades, less Demon Princes to actually have this. Yeah, I think that might be the case.
Let's go into the other side.
Honestly,
Do the melt into.
Just put Flawless Blades and fucking Rhinos, man. It's like crazy that they don't want them
charge.
played in there.
Let's do the melt first. Hitting on 3s. Winning on 4s. That's 1 at AP 4. You get cover though.
Goes free, mate.
And this is D6 plus. I think I put him in Melta, right? Yeah, he's in Melta. So D6 plus 2 for a total of 4 damage, please.
I need to roll 6 here.
Oh, he lives on 1. Let's go.
1.
6 up feeling pain. Okay, I thought it was 5. Then we'll do the plasma gun, not overcharging as I mentioned, on 3s, rolling 1s, and then on 5s. Never mind, that's the squad done. The Demon Prince shooting into...
so I think I should get to...
Sorry, yeah, activate the shooting,
Yeah,
of course.
So, Flamer. Toughness on those lads.
On whose, sorry? On the Tormentors?
On the unit that shot me.
Toughness 4, regular Marines.
Yeah, so freeze. Just 1 AP1.
1 AP1, takes 1 wound, down to 1 onto this Tormentor on the side.
Cool. And then... just 1 AP nothing.
All good. Alright,
Cool.
I think I will not shoot anything else here.
I hope Grey Knights get a big, cool release. All these other factions, I guess, like, Thousand Suns don't have a big, cool release, but their model line's relatively recent.
Try and kill 4 if everything.
All the other factions getting, like, these huge release waves
The important charges first.
definitely makes Grey Knights feel a little left out.
Demon Prince into these ballistas, meaning of 5. That's a 7. I'll put him on the objective. Basically right there, and I will roll the 10 dice now for the wounds. So
Do we roll another 6 set of wounds here and blow that dude up and then swing into the Impulsor? Question of the day. Nope.
Onto the ballistas.
That's such a great ability, but it is very spiky.
Prince, charging him first into the squad of the Stern Guards. See what we get.
I'm gonna check his stratagem quickly, mate, whilst you do.
Yeah, sure.
If that's okay.
Take your time, of course.
Thank you. Opponent shooting phase or the fight phase just after, and I don't think I get it because it's in the charge phase. The mortals are applied in the charge phase, right?
The mortals are in the charge phase, yes.
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
can't do it anyway. Yep, you're good, bud. You're good.
Okay, then I will do the charge from these Demon Prince into only the Stern Guard veterans. On 7, I think I make it. So that's 6.2, and I'll base you right there. I'll do the mortals on 10 dice again.
Forgan's poison should have a debuff to friendly units target the poison unit and bonus, so increased AP or something.
Force.
Oh, that would be cool. That would actually give him something to do, right? 6 mortals into the Stern Guard veterans.
1, 2.
So
3.
you don't want to pull out a melee here, my dude.
Okay, mate.
All right. Anything to declare?
I don't think so. I mean, I could come here and then I could come up, but to be honest with you, this chap's really, unless I roll like a 3, it just doesn't really get me out of anything. So I'm happy for you to carry on,
Keep
mate.
going.
Go for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good, mate. Then I'll charge the Infractor Squad into the Scouts only. That's a 4. I think that's a reroll, right? Yeah, that's a CP reroll. So I have no other. These ones are automatic. Yeah, let's do the CP reroll here. Down to 0. And let's roll a 5, please. I got a 9. Okay, thanks God. So he would be 7.5, 1.5.
So pushing here to try to steal the objective. The infractors are OC2. Looks like we only have 2 intercessors on the objective, I think.
Just don't mind him going
So a kill here would actually sweep that.
And then the next one.
I do wonder if Bodger messed up here. I think he did, because this Demon Prince is actually going to get to fight before the Judiciary.
There. And he is not baiting you, so he's just going.
Because Bodger pulled out of melee.
Before, so that's why I only
That might have been a misplay.
Explosion. And then the last charge to make is this Demon Prince. Charging at... Sorry, first... Do you fight on death or something?
No.
No, right?
The only thing is there's a fight first here, but otherwise...
Yeah. I will charge Lucius, I think. No, actually, do I... Lucius is fine where he is. Yeah, I'll charge the Demon Prince down into the Mortifying. Let's see what I get. Yeah, 8. That's good enough. Hopefully base you and be in the objective. Yeah, there we go. I'll roll the mortal wounds. He's still on 10, so again 10 wounds. Sorry, 10 dice for 6 mortal wounds into Mortifying.
Yes, man, they're so good. Just one. So does he explode? He doesn't.
Okay, so that's 1 squad so far. And I think that's it for charges. Yeah, let's just fight. So you start first with your fight first squad.
Yeah, so
I don't know if this is intentional or not, but they aren't currently engaged.
Oh, true. Yeah, you could actually take one of the other guys if you want. No worries, mate. Because if they are not engaged, you don't get the fight first.
yeah, well, I've made that mistake.
No, I am happy for you to correct it. It's not a big deal.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yes.
I don't actually know.
So it's over here like, please, let me be a good sportsman.
Well, there was one, I was basing one. And the other guys were just here and here. I think.
Oh, I see what happened.
This guy instead of that guy. And that's all good. Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's go with that then. So I don't think I've doubled up.
So it would be a standard guy, not a sergeant, right?
Yeah. Like the sergeant's here, and I've copied him.
Oh, we did
that's the
it. Right.
problem. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll just
it's
rename this.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's all good, mate. No worries.
Yeah, okay. So Bodger was trying to preserve the special weapon models in the unit.
Sorry, at the beginning.
Understandable that that's how that one was working. He didn't realize that he was outside an inch of the Demon Prince there. So that is important to note. If you do have fights first, you must be eligible to fight in order to be able to fight in that phase.
You get Lance if you haven't charged.
So and that requires you to be currently in engaged range or have charged that turn. And so if you pull
until the end of the phase
out of melee before you're selected to fight, then you become in.
Because I've unlocked the lethal hits, he gets Lance as well.
But Lance only activates the turn that you have charged because of the Lance rule itself.
I don't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. If that's the rule of Lance, I've always applied it to be.
Yeah, you have to have made a charge move that turn.
Yeah.
No worries. All right, so let's go first with the Judicia then. So 5 attacks, hitting on 2 6s are sustain lethal, none, and then 4s. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 dev wounds. So
down to 6. Yeah.
And 6. Yep. Then the Power Fist. 1 sustain lethal. And then Toughness.
Toughness 9.
5s. So 3, mate.
3 mate on Force. So 1 more wound, damage 2 down to 1, down to 5. Yep. That's right.
And then the last chap, who is just Fist, right? 4 attacks. No sustain lethal. Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good. You still have to CP to interrupt, though, right?
Great.
Any place that it's dangerous. Ballistus, I don't think you'll spend it there. Let's just fight with the squads. This guy with the scouts. So as I said, I will activate this crazy dude, and I'll go to 8 attacks. And this is going on 2 rerolling the ones. 6s are lethals, and then strength 7 plus 1 for land, so 2's rerolling ones because of the squad. And it will be 7 AP 3's damage to this.
Onto
the scouts.
So they're dead, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of ones, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much.
And then here, now I cannot piling in there. Well, I guess
Demon Prince only half killed here by the devastating wounds. Again, that damage reduction doing a lot of work there.
It's 2 intercessors.
It's 2 intercessors. Yeah, I don't think.
Oh no! But Senso's slightly out of range.
I don't think it matters anyway, does it? Because I'm holding one.
Because he rolled a
Now that I think about it,
a big enough charge, I think, to have to base in that position.
really
That's
I
awkward.
hope you don't control
That would have been a big pickup to push Bodger down to a 0-point primary. Although I guess it's unlikely he does it over. Oh no, he does if he kills the ballistas. So he just needs to convert 1 attack from the Demon Prince over here.
Land Raider. And everything that comes down here kills.
And this is Eternal Servitude, guys, so he's going to get a reroll.
That's okay.
Or a regen.
Brains into. Sorry, would you like to interrupt? Anyway.
No, you're good.
Then the Demon Brains fighting into the squad.
How much stuff is left off the board?
I
would say quite a bit. So Wolves have inside their Impulsor a second Judiciary and an Assault Intercessor unit. So granting him wound rerolls to trigger those devastatings. By the way, custom Judiciary from Force Org, absolutely gorgeous. Look at this guy.
Yeah, it kills the 2
Crazy.
guys, right?
Look, what a great conversion. We also have a Blade Guard veteran unit with Ragnar Blackmane inside the Land Raider. So a lot of stuff still in the chamber for Wolves.
And you bet for 4.
And quite a bit for Emperor's Children. An entire Noise Marine squad in the top Rhino with the Lord Cacophonist. A second one of those in Strategic Reserve as well.
Yeah, I'll Armor Contempt on the Ballistas, mate.
Makes sense. So this is on 2 running ones. Everything hits, and then I guess I will new on 5s, right? Yeah, 5s. Let's see what we get. Couple wounds. 3 ups.
1 goes through.
Would die.
Is it damage 3?
Damage 3. Damage 3 flat, yeah.
I don't think I spent the CP when I AOC'd.
No, you haven't yet, no. You could
so I will CP reroll them.
Oh, we're going to reroll one? Drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen. He dies anyway. A 2 into a 2 takes down the Ballistas Dreadnought. And that does flip that objective.
And he is...
Oh, but Bodger's going to hold the center objective anyway. So that actually would have kept Bodger on hold more this turn had that guy survived. Wild.
And I think that's me, mate. You can fight with Impulsor if you want.
How does it feel to be 80 points stronger? It feels so good.
All right. So we've got 3 attacks.
I understand how all these Emperor's Children players are waltzing through their matchups.
Strength 5 will... Strength 6 does it? Yep. So no AP.
1 in no AP. Oh, good.
Oh, I could have done with that Ballistas living.
Alright, at the end of this fight phase, because these Infractors have killed the squad, I will roll a leadership test. On a 6 I get a CP.
It's true, I had to nerf myself.
Back to 1, and then on your turn 2. And secondary wise, I've killed the 4 squad, so I already completed my pledge, but this does not activate until my next turn. And secondary wise, I do score, I think I killed 5 from the prisoners, right? And the overwhelming force, if I'm not mistaken, it's only the Ballistas, right? Because both squads and the Judiciaries and Mortifying were outside of objectives, right?
Correct, yeah, that is correct.
So 3 for overwhelming force and 5 for no prisoners. And I have killed 1 unit for 4 points in primary so far.
Yeah, and I should be on 0 CP because I re-rolled, so yeah, so I'm 1. Okay.
No, you had 3 CPs. You had 3 CPs.
Oh,
you had 3 CPs, you spent 1 for Armor for them and 1 for the reroll. You should be on 2 now.
Thank you, Bad.
And I should be on 2 as well.
Alright, so scoring wise, you've got the 3 and the 5 and the 8. And you got how many kills in that turn? Quite a lot, right?
I have killed 4 so far.
1, 2, 3, 4. So, character. So it'd have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy. Oh, these Demon Princes are so good.
Yeah, pretty good, yeah. I'm using them right now.
First. Yeah, no, it's really good. No, it's really good, mate. So
no.
I think I'm gonna have to. I really don't want to swing this way. Do we get Ragnar out? Let's see. So card-wise, have I got any?
And see, I'm the only Emperor's Children player you've ever lost to.
If that's it.
Well, that's
So
high praise, I guess. Why, thank you.
Yeah, sabotage, not what I want. Storm hostile, not really what I want either. Because you didn't take that one. You do hold this one?
Which one, sorry?
Yes. You hold this, right?
OC3 on my Demon Prince.
Yeah.
Impulse
So,
OC2?
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you score...
I'd
for
score Storm for taking that, and then Sabotage probably is going to have to be a CP. I don't think I'm going to flip it. Then let's just quickly work out what we want to do. So, Bjorn's got quite a lot to have to do, to be honest with you. How much CP have you got, mate?
Right now, I'm 2.
That's interesting. So you can't interrupt here. So we're going to fall back, get the guys out. I need to oath. I'm going to have to trust. Oof, I don't know if I do trust them. I'm going to oath the Demon Prince up here.
Makes sense. Yep.
So Sabotage, Storm Hostile are the draws.
And then we're going to have to...
Storm Hostile, a pretty good draw because of the objective on the top here. It's an easy pickup.
So before I forget, in case that happens later, it's my turn 3 past. I will spend 1 CP for sure for Rapid Ingress for my other Noise Marine squads, otherwise they die. So I will not have interact.
Yeah,
if that helps.
Worries. Oh, you don't need to. Yeah. No worries, mate. No worries, thank you. All right, so I think we will have to get Ragnar out. I don't really want to get him out, but he can advance and charge. So... Murder Fab, everyone's going to come down this way. Shoot, charge. Between the shooting and his combat, try and pick that up. We could go all shooting into that Demon Prince. He's only on 5 wounds. And we maybe kill him. We maybe don't. So I'm going to be winning on 5s. And then I'd love to send Ragnar that way, but I don't think he will. So I think, yeah, okay. All right, so these chaps will move down here to be able to see these guys. Have you got any reactive move, mate?
No reactive moves.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, locked into the reactive move.
And that last guy.
Or the Rapid Ingress. It is a little bit of a benefit of going first, is that you get that bottom 3 Rapid Ingress, but it costs you units if you don't use the stratagem.
Over here, the guys will get out. And have you got anything in this rhino?
Which one? Sorry, the online? Yeah, I have the Noise Marine squads with the Cacophonist inside still.
He's on 3 wounds. Oh, do I kill them in combat? So we're going to move 8 here. I've got 2 CP. If I advance and charge him, what does it do? Knocks him out the Rhino if I use the CP for tank shock. They wouldn't get the movement then. You can advance and charge them.
Correct, yes.
It pushes the... Yeah, and you're going to rapid, right? You're definitely...
I'm going to rapid 1 squad, yeah.
So you're either rapiding here. Have they got deep strike, or you're rapiding here?
It's only a flank, yeah.
So I think I have to push that out. So I'm going to roll an advance on this Ballistus.
Makes sense, yeah. Sorry, I didn't see if it's okay. Did you pass the battle shock with him already?
Oh, yeah. I didn't roll it, so let's do that now. So
yeah.
I failed. I wouldn't even be able to do it anyway, mate. Thank you.
That's all right. No worries.
Okay, so we won't do that then. So he is just going to stand there like that, and he'll moved out so far. But I did roll... Well, I rolled the advance because I was going to use the strat. So UK, if I don't roll that advance...
Yes, of course, mate.
Yeah, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. The Impulsor... It's going to fall back. I haven't corrected this yet. I have not done that properly. The impulse is going to move back. Okay. These guys are going to move up 12. These guys are going to move. This guy and these guys, these have moved here. We've moved the intercessors, so it's just Ragnar, which way you want to go. So you should have enough to clear up that. Then you've got your Blastmaster. I guess he's probably going to come down that way, or maybe he comes down that way. I do want to block that out coming here. The Judicia's doing nothing in combat. He could come out, but then he's an easy kill. The Land Raider being on the objective is super nice, but he definitely needs to get shots in, which he can shoot the Demon Prince at the moment. So we'll get Ragnar out of this here.
Just to remind of rules, just in case, because it happens sometimes in games.
Yes,
The Demon
mate.
Prince on this flank is the one that resurrects.
Thank you
The
for
Demon
that.
Prince on the other side here is the flips the dice.
I appreciate that.
No worries, mate.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bud. So Ragnar comes down. This guy doesn't get back up. He's only on 5, which is a really super good shout. So really, if we're going to come back up there, we could come this way. But if we come that way, we'd have to kill him and shooting. The only thing that's going to be able to shoot him is this stuff here, which it isn't going to be enough, right? So Ragnar could go that way. He could kill the Rhino. He could kill the Rhino with shooting and kill the things inside it. Then these guys are going to come that way. I'm not really sure, actually. Demon's only on 5 wounds. There's a potential for this to go absolutely horrifically wrong. Which way do you want to go, Sam? And you have got your Demon Prince there. If you come this way, you've only got 1 Demon Prince here. And you've got your Blastmasters. He'll be out in the open. You can shoot them to shreds, I guess.
So what Senso's kind of running out
I guess
of here is he's most likely going to lose 2 Demon Princes this turn.
And then you're going
to
activate down here.
I would be pretty surprised if he didn't. And maybe this one lives, but ends up being low wounds if he regenerates
Come this way.
with his Pledge of Eternal Servitude. The thing I'm worried about is his capacity to deal with the Land Raider. The Noise Marines are not going to do it very quickly. All of his Lord Exaltants have been committed, so there's a not unreasonable chance we lose the Lord Exaltant over here to something. Yeah, although he is going to pick up the infantry pretty quickly. Like Bjorn and the Land Raider are so tough to kill that I don't know if he's going to have stuff left in the chamber. Bjorn is at least interactable by the Noise Marines. He's only T9, so they're throwing a bunch of 5 up to wounds on him. 3 up to wound on the Blastmasters, 5 up on the Little Gun. If the Armor of Contempt, though, he's unlikely to take very much damage from those. The Land Raider, though, the problem is winning on 6s and 5s with those weapons is problematic for them.
We'll just put him here, 1 inch away from the wall. Do we? No. Put him. He is 6 inches, right? So he could come here. I would be blocking myself totally. So we'll just leave him here. Mate. He's probably an easy kill, but fuck it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I think that is everything apart from this guy that I've left down there.
Yeah, that Judiciar loses his fights first when his unit dies. His Temporal Murder stops working as soon as his last Assault Intercessor goes down. So
Nice Marines.
he or Stern Guard veteran. So he actually doesn't really know what he's doing here.
So let's
Didn't move the Land Raider, but it can just cook into the Demon
Judiciar
Prince.
cannot charge, right?
So we probably lose the Demon Prince to the combination of Bjorn and the Land Raider. Ragnar clips out all the Exaltants here. The Exaltant squads, I should say.
Not great. I am happy going around here. The multi-melters, I hope they're out of range. Yep. Looks like it. Yep. So Stormbolters, and then you get also Hunter Killer and the Assault Cannon. Okay. Let's have this guy over there. Something like that. Something like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. Let's double check distances. Yeah, it's good. And yeah, next turn I can just advance. I mean, you could obviously, if you get like a long charge, someone will have to stay here. But you could consolidate 6 inches back to the objective, which means that I can stay there. But then you could do the opposite. You could just like fight, kill, consolidate into them, which would be not great. But then at least you're out in the open. And if I get closer to this way, multi-meltas are about this distance. Let's get a bit closer. Let's risk it for the biscuit. You cannot do fight twice like the other guy again, no?
The danger there would be if Ragnar
That was a
gets
fight phase, mate.
in 6-inch consolidation into those guys, I guess.
This guy.
Because they can't shoot back at whatever attacks them, so that would really limit the return fire, because this unit is very well situated to kill Blade Guard
check.
grenades.
He's still outside. No, he's still in. Then I need to probably put...
If they give them the opportunity to.
Yeah, if you can, right?
I can fall back and shoot, but not into whatever I fell back from. So that's the whole thing. All right, just double checking that everyone is outside of Melta. Yeah, looks good. And that's my rapid ingress down to 1 CP. Back to you.
All right, lovely. So I'll start with this said unit throwing a grenade into that chap there. So one CP. And then we're looking for Whips a Daisy. Just 3, mate.
3 mortal wounds. I think it's not worth CP. He's probably just going to die anyways. Yeah, let's just bring him down to 7. Back to you.
Okay. And then we'll shoot with the 2 plasmas overcharging into your dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, freeze. Both hits.
Mm-hmm. T9.
So if Batrep can manage a kill in the shooting phase here, that means he could potentially kill the Demon Prince in the fight phase. The other option he has is, I guess he can't tank shock with the ballistas, but he could try a tank shock with the impulsor if he can get a position for it. And he could do mortal wounds between the assault intercessors, and he killed one with the plasma pistol.
Unit will shoot him.
And the impulsor to try to kill it in the charge phase, and then let it regenerate and kill it again in the fight phase.
And the other lads.
So a couple ways for it to potentially go down. Awkwardly, it will probably get ejected unless the charge goes really well for Batrep. It'll probably get ejected off of the objective if it regenerates in the charge phase, which means that we would likely lose rerolls from the assault intercessors on it, which is a little bit weird, but
yeah, AP0.
It is what it is.
Oh, good.
And then 3 little pistols. Nothing. Okay. So the Ballistic Dreadnought will shoot at him.
Sounds good.
Laz. Sucks. And then the missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, you right? No, not sweetheart.
AP.
Should win on 3s there, right?
Cover?
Strength 10 on the missile.
Yeah, the missile is strength
yes.
10? Was it a 2 or 3? I think it was a 3, right?
Yeah, it's strength 10, so I think it was another save, was it?
Was it the 3 or 2? I don't remember now.
I don't.
3, right?
Do you know what? I don't remember, mate.
Yeah, I'll roll it. It's okay. But this one is safe, right? Because I got cover. Do you know? Cover?
Yeah. I don't ignore cover, no.
Okay, and then 3 ups again. Fix it. Down 2. How much damage is it?
So the damage is
3, which goes down to 2. This is D6 or D6 plus 1?
It's just D6, right?
Mate. Yeah, so 2 more words, down to 5.
That's 5. Okay, the impulsor will shoot then. So it's got the. Oh no, I've stubber. 3s, re-rolling. 2, mate.
2 AP zeros.
Yep.
I take another one. Down to 4.
Okay, and then D6 shots for 4. No.
Okay.
So he's got 4 wounds. I've got mortals from there. Mortals and maybe a tank shock. Okay, then over down here. So Bjorn will shoot everything into this.
Yeah, awkwardly, that plan would leave
I'll do that.
Bodger with 0
I
CP.
do.
So he has no redundancy in his charge rolls
Guess
here,
I
which
do
would
the
be a little
last cannon
sketchy.
here. Seems a bit wasted, but fuck it. We'll do. I think we'll do everything into.
Senso also has a 4+ field bending against mortal wounds he could use as a reactive strat.
Stop
I don't know if he wants to spend the CP on it, but that if he can keep that Demon Prince alive through the fight phase, that would give it another activation this coming turn.
Hits. Wounds. 1 last cannon shot, mate.
Goes through. Kills 1 guy.
Yeah, kills 1 guy, even with that.
Let's get this guy out.
Okay, that shot. The Redeemer will shoot everything into the Prince.
Makes sense.
So that is 5 plus 6, and then freeze. Freeze. 5. Sorry.
5s.
Yep.
Yeah. AP 2 ignoring cover. 5s. Sorry, 4s.
2, 4,
so
6.
3 damage. Down to 2.
So what would he save on, mate?
7 force.
And you failed 1, 2, 3, right? It's 2
Yep.
damage each.
Yeah, it's -1 damage.
Oh, it's -1 damage. Got it.
Yeah, all demon princes are the winged ones are -1 damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. Melter, both hit. No wounds. The little gun, assault cannon thing. Nothing, and then Planeswall done. That done. Bolter hits. Nothing. Okay, that's all the shooting, I believe.
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay, so charges then. We'll charge with the assault jump pack intercessors.
Yep, makes sense.
They get 7.
All right, JPIs. What have you got, buddies? They might awkwardly restrict the Impulsor's capacity to get in
And
there.
then we roll 4 dice for mortals.
Unless we're all mortals here. 3!
3.
Down to 1. Is there any other source of damage that you could do this way? Tank shock with the ballistas? No, he's battle shock, right?
I can't do it with the ballistas.
So, and the impulsor has fallen back. Okay. Then there's no more damage that you could do this charge phase, right?
No.
Okay, yeah, then I'm staying like that. Oh, good.
Yep. So I charge you. You get to shoot me. It's going to happen anyway. At least if I charge, I'll get to consolidate. So I'll charge with the Judicious unit.
Sounds good.
And he's into this spot here. I can no longer base. So we'll just do that. Over here, Bjorn will charge into the Lord Exultant.
Makes sense.
With an 8. Like so. You've got 2 wounds left. I guess I multi-charge. Ragnar alone should pick him up. I might not pick that unit up. So the Blade Guard will multi-charge. 4.
Yeah, you good.
He'll come down to here. He cannot base, he can base, he cannot base that way, he cannot base that way. So like this. And like this. To here. To here. To here. That is the end of the charges. The blisters doesn't need to charge. I could long bong it at 10. I'll long bomb a 10. No. Okay, so fight phase. So you can't interrupt.
No,
so
I cannot.
we'll
So.
just go first here, then, mate, and the judicial will swing into your chap with the
With the death ones, yeah.
Yep. So 2s. Just one.
And you have oath in there?
I do. No, I do have oath. I've completely mucked it up.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not.
no worries.
I'll roll the re-roll the wound
It's
rolls
okay.
because thank
That's
you.
good.
So kill them anyway, right? With the dev.
Well, it's 2 damage or 3 damage with the death one? There's only one wound left. Sorry, yeah, he's done. He's done. Yeah. Let's see if he blows up. He does. Okay. He's gonna stay like this for now until the end of the phase. Sorry,
Cool.
I don't think he blows up before I do the resurrection. But it's okay, he didn't blow up anyway.
Ragnar will go into your demon prince, so he goes with it is 10 attacks at strength 10. And I will reroll ones, obviously, here with the blade guard.
10 attacks, what a chap.
Ragnar goes so hard.
Okay, so those are all
An
lethal.
absolute chad.
Sustained, that one isn't. And then this is 5s.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, mate.
3 and 6 AP3s, I guess, so 4 ups.
Yep.
Okay, he dies. Let's keep up. He does. So let's start. D3 mortal wounds onto the Judiciary. Takes 2. D3 onto Ragnar's squad.
2.
Takes 1.
I didn't pile in, I'm just going to pile in, and for that reason I'll only
That's
fight
okay.
into here with 2 guys, mate.
That's all good, mate. I'll into Bjorn. He takes 2 mortal wounds.
5 ups. He's good.
And my squad of Impractors, they take 2 mortal wounds, so kills another Impractor. Let's say this guy. No, actually, let's get this guy. No, he's not basing there. Yeah, let's take this guy. Sorry.
No worries, mate. So then the 2
So
guys
there
swinging
was
into
1 into the Blade Guard and 2 into the Judiciary, and that's it.
2 into the Judiciary, you said?
Yeah, 2 mortal wounds.
And
into the
1 into the
Judiciary
Blade Guard, yeah.
and 1 into the Blade Guard. Yeah.
So
that's
the 2
right.
guys, 2 Blade Guard chaps
Into the
going
Impractors,
into
yeah.
the Inca squad, yep. So that is 4 attacks each, so... Okay. Rerolling the 1. So that's 2 lethal, and then this is 3s, I believe? Because you're
that is
T4,
more.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So ordered reroll. AP3? Or AP2?
No, I think it's AP2 actually.
Okay, so I have 2 guys left on the guy, so dice, and 4 wounds onto the Exalted, so he's down to 1. Damage 2, right?
Yeah, mate.
Lord Exultant, let's go. What were we saying about him last turn?
So far?
If he lives, he wins the game.
Squad, I could do
Let's
the
go.
6-inch. But it doesn't really buy me anything more than a 3. This
Yeah,
guy's
still
based
based
anyway,
into
so
him, right?
he
Yeah.
can't do, yeah. So we'll just use the 3 inches to come, like... have to come close to that unit, so to be honest with you, we'll leave it like that,
Sounds
so
good.
Bjorn will fight next. I do believe it's still 6 attacks, right? Yeah, 6 attacks.
Mhm.
6s.
Oh, that was just Blade Guard veterans.
Cool.
All right, all right,
and
Bjorners.
it's
Time for you to get in there.
and-
I guess to
Okay, free mate.
4 ups. He's
Goodbye.
well done.
All right.
So that's your 4.
I thought there was a dream,
Nice.
but fair enough.
And then I guess we're just down to here, right?
Yeah, there's no more fighting, so reloading these leadership tests and see what we get. He's coming back on 12, and here we need to decide where is the closest possible spot outside of engagement range.
Yeah, well, actually, because I didn't actually consolidate here, so I could technically
yeah, you
consolidate it.
could go on top of him, of course.
This unit can still pile in, consolidate, or
Yes, you could
consolidate.
you could activate the consolidation, yeah, for sure, into the objective.
So these guys would have to go first. So we just put them onto cover, right?
That's right.
Okay, like so. I guess he's closer there. Like so, and then these guys will come in like this. Closer, 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 and closer. And then, yeah, and then you get to do your wherever
I
you want
come
to
back
place them, right?
at the end. The thing is, I need to be the closest as possible to where I was. Outside of engagement range. So if you could help me with some bubbles here, would be great.
Yep.
From all of these guys. Sorry, I put it on mine. So here, I guess we are in engagement range of the ballistus, and that's a 5, right? Yeah. So I think this looks like the close. This is 1 or 2 here. This is 2. Okay, so this is a 5.7. I guess we're going to this side. Looks like.
Yep.
5.3, right? Yeah. Looks like it's here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then number of wounds remaining, d6 for 3. Down to 3. Remaining, and that's it.
Okay, so we killed the same, yeah? 4 each?
You killed 4, yes. You killed the 2 demon princes, the infractor squad, plus the leader. So that's 4 points right there, which is the same as me.
Nice.
So we draw on that range.
Pass it to you, mate.
Awesome. So I complete the pledge. I will get draw 1 to wound and lethal sustaining melee as well. I will pledge 2 now for completing, hopefully, the whole table.
Oh, I will ditch. I will ditch sabotage for the CP.
Makes sense. Yep. And I am 2 CPs. Okay, makes sense. Let's see my secondaries now. Cleanse and mark for death. Okay, interesting. Which ones would be your mark for death?
Ooh. Redeemer.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the impulse is annoying.
Okay.
And I guess I'm gonna tempt you with. I'll tempt you with Bjorn.
Bjorn? Okay. So Bjorn, Redeemer, and Impulsor, right?
Yep. Yep.
Awesome. All right, let's do this. Battle shocks first. Let's start with the battle shock from the Rhino. See how we get. He's good. Battle shock from the Demon Prince. He's good. Any other battle shocks? The Blastmasters that are 2-man. They fail, so they are battle shocked. Where's the battle shock marker here?
There you go, mate. You got it.
Awesome. And then with that being said, so we need to cleanse and we need to kill stuff. Bjorn looks tempting, but I'm not sure about it. We'll see. Criticity is on 2 wounds. Blade guards are. Do you have fight first on the blade guard squad?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. This one was battle shock, and he's not in engagement range. Okay. So I guess we could just disembark with these people. Go up. The Rhino could just go there. The Redeemer is 1 CP for Flamer. It would be annoying. Then you will probably overwatch this Demon Prince. Let's disembark the Rhino. See how this looks. I'm gonna put a nice bubble. Oh, sorry. It was already 15. There we go. So they are gonna disembark. Blastmaster.
When this guy's oathed, if he comes back, is he still oathed?
I believe it is. I'm
Yep.
not sure if Trevi knows it, but I think he's still. And then this would be the disembark from these people. Let's check that they are good. Yeah, looks good. I will have to CP, 3 wounds remaining. Yeah, I think I will just normal move them. 4, 6. KD has to be outside 12 from the Rhino. Sorry, from the Redeemer. And then the Rhino that I have in the back will just normal move into the objective. That's in there. The oath is onto him, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the oath was on the Demon Prince, and I yeah, I think it still works, but if need be, we can check.
I think it does.
I thought it did the persistence effect or whatever it's called, but
I will advance the other Noise Marine squad from the other flank with the Cacophonist 1 and 2, so that's 8. Any reactive moves that you could have in here?
Nope.
Okay, so let's just basically plain move them.
No.
He's going here, and then they are just moving 8 forwards this way. Let's remember that these guys have advance, so I'm gonna put the banner in there. Then we will go ahead and advance the Demon Prince on my objective on the left side. On a 2, still feeling lazy. That's what it is. So we'll just go 3, 2.9. Still have 16, so 13.1 left. Let's go this
wicked.
way.
So cool.
13.1. Awesome. Then Lucius, I guess these guys could just, they are Battle Shock, they can move 7, I'm not in the objective, so I guess Lucius needs to cleanse. Yeah, let's put Lucius in there, behind the wall. Say 1 inch away.
Yeah.
Whatever can happen. It's not working. No. Okay, 1 inch away from the wall. Yeah, looks good. He's just normal move there, cleansing. These Blast Masters that are Battle Shock will advance now. For 1, okay. Holy shit, guys. You need to go to the gym. I will start putting diet for this. And then he's just gonna go there. Wait for the next turn.
I'm not sad after the ballistas rerolled the 3 into a 2 man.
That's true. You're already worried. And then I'm going to. Do you still have scouts somewhere?
I do have the scouts in strats.
This is turn 4 though, right?
Yeah, but they came down and came up.
They came down and they came up. Okay, sorry. So it means that I still have to screen the back line a bit. The Redeemer is empty at the moment, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's advance the Tormentors on my home objective. For a 3. That's just basically.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah.
Like something like that. Should be covered. Yeah. Pop, pop, pop. Let's get it this way, this way, this way. This one's sticky, and then he can just probably go this way. And then these guys should be covering this as well. Yeah, I think it looks good. This looks good. Yeah. Cleanse, charge, shoot. Yeah.
So is something cleansing here then, mate? Did you say?
The Rhino will start the cleansing. If the objective is mine at the end, I hopefully will.
Got it. Yep.
And Lucius will cleanse the other one.
Absolutely. Yep.
And the other secondary was Mark for Death, right? Yeah. So I have Bjorn here tempting me, but yeah, Mark for Death probably is the least card. Not gonna lie. All right, let's do some shooting. Sorry, would you like to do rapid ingress the scouts or
no?
anything?
But thank you for asking, mate. No, I'm good.
All right. So that being said, let's start the shooting. These guys have normal moves, so no marker on them. The Rhino has normal move. The Demon Prince has not moved. And these guys have advanced, and this guy has advanced. So I need to take that into account. And these guys also have advanced, but they probably didn't do nothing. All right, shooting. Let's start with the Noise Marines on this side. I will put all the Blast Masters into the Blade Guards.
Mm-hmm.
All the damage 2 will go into the Intercessors, whoever can see them. And the Cacophonist will put his pistols into the Judiciary.
Okay, and the damage 2 that's going into the Intercessors, is that...
It's like a heavy bolter, AP1 ignoring cover.
It does ignore cover, doesn't it?
It does ignore cover, the whole squad, yeah.
So you're not shooting Bjorn, you're just shooting...
I'm not shooting at Bjorn, yeah. I'm ignoring him for now.
Okay, so there's no point armor contempting there. I don't think there's any point armor contempting up here. I think I'll No, that's fine. Go for it, mate.
Okay, sounds good. Then the Blast Masters into the Blade Guard first.
Yep.
That's 6 shots on 3 surrounding the ones, 1 sustain.
Yep.
And then Strength 10 twos, rerolling
Yes,
ones.
sir. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Okay, so that's 7 AP, 2 ignoring cover, so you get your immune saves here.
Yep. Ordered roll. So okay, 1 dead, 2 dead.
Okay, not too bad.
I don't think this one's already dead, and then 1 more. It doesn't matter because the character's on the thing, so 2 dead.
Sounds good. Then the Cacophonist into the Judiciary into ones. On 2 rerolling the ones, 1 sustain. And then on Strength 5, so 3s, rerolling ones. So we have 3 AP ones ignoring cover.
Oh, that's an unfortunate roll right there. The one into the one, you hate to see it, but he does go down.
And then the whole squad that can see the intercessors into the intercessors. That's going to be 12 shots on 3 running ones with sustain.
Ooh.
Not too bad. And then on 3 running ones, strength 5. All right, so this is going to be 13 AP, 1 ignoring cover, damage to each.
Yep. Damn. Goodbye, intercessors. See ya. You wouldn't want to be
All
ya.
right, and then at the end of his activation, I will activate the Lord Cacophonist ability, Mortal Wounds into the Blade Guard. So I'll roll, because they are infantry, 3 dices, and the -1 leadership from the Noise Marines also goes into the Blade Guard as well.
How much mortal does do it?
It's top of
can it
3
inflict?
tops. I roll 3 dice, each 4 is a Mortal Wound. And if you
Okay.
get Mortal
Yep,
Wound,
go for
then
it.
you need to do a Battle Shock.
Go for it, mate.
And this is going to be 2 Mortal Wounds, and
Okay, so-
you need to pass the Battle Shock on a -1.
Good.
He's good. All good. Okay, that's this side done. They already shot here. This guy has advanced, so they cannot shoot at the Blade Guard. I could shoot into Bjorn. I see. No, I cannot shoot into Bjorn. I'm not seeing you actually, so I could only shoot at Bjorn there. Not gonna bother. Let's go into the other side. I have 2 CP. I'm gonna spend 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cacophonist that has normal moves will do a grenade into the Ballistus.
Mm-hmm. Right, so this time I do think I will use Runic Ward. So in your opponent's shooting phase or the fight phase,
He's Battle Shocked, if that matters.
Oh shit, I keep forgetting that. Yeah, go for it, mate. Go for it.
No worries, mate. So for ups, I do mortal wounds, 4 mortal wounds into him.
Yeah, so he's dead. Does he explode? No.
And then the whole squad will activate.
Good pick up there.
So there's Judiciary.
Slowly but surely whittling these guys down.
Here, right?
So you got the Judicial with the Assault Intercessors, and then you've got the JPIs.
I see.
Senso
I will do the
is likely to have problems with the Land Raider. Maybe not so much if
Masters
he's able to eat through the sort of remaining
the squad with damage to AP1 will go the squad.
Utility stuff.
The Assault Intercessors.
That will probably give enough
So again,
coterie buffs to unlock his capacity for the little guys to be able to punch the Land Raider. The Demon Princes can start to get lethal sustain. They can convert a lot of attacks into that thing. But it won't matter quite as much if Senso actually just kills all the remainder of the sort of Space Wolf utility stuff in the back here.
And 1 for sustain. And then the Impulsor is toughness 9, so only on 3s around the ones.
Really pushing Demon Princes? Yeah, it's that quote unquote new model, I guess.
Nice. 2 go for it.
They love that thing.
Take 6 damage. Then the Cacophonist into the JPAs on 2 running ones. 1 sustain. And then 3 running ones. For 6 AP1s ignoring cover for damage too.
3 died.
3 die.
Oh, that's true, chat. Yeah, the Runic Words only works on attacks.
6 dudes.
Weird. I guess it does sort of make sense. It doesn't protect against grenades. You are trying to like hold up your Wolf Tail Talisman to use its
on 3 running ones.
Psychic effects to
3 running ones and then
block
so
just explosive, but
ignoring cover though, and damage too.
Damage 2.
It is an odd timing. Good old index detachments, chat.
Kills 1 with. Not too bad. Then the Mortal Wound stuff. let's do it into the Judiciary squad. So this will be 3 mortal wounds, 2 mortal wounds into the squad.
Okay.
And then you owe me a battle shock with a -1 on the leadership test.
They are battle shots.
This fails. Okay.
Yeah, they're battle shocked.
Okay. Rhino will start cleansing, and he will start cleansing on the other side to Lucius. Let's do the charges. Let's do the Demon Prince first into Ragnar squads. See what we get. With an 8. He's in. Let's just go this way. I'll base Ragnar, and I'll roll 10 dice. On force. That's 6 again, sorry. Rolling good on the mortal wounds so far.
Yeah, no worries, mate. So 6 in total, right? So 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Nice.
And then we will charge. Here you still have 1 CP, right? 2 CPs actually. He's within 12, risking a charge with the Demon Prince. Then you fight first into him. How much of C do you have at the moment? Only 2 for this JP, 1 for AP. Okay, so still the cleanse will complete anyways. Nice, Marines could charge in there and just tie you up. Then you fight first, kill like 3 or 4. Then maybe kill a couple. I'll just declare nothing here actually. I'll just wait for the Overwatch. I will not charge because you will probably kill it on the Overwatch.
Yeah,
especially with elf.
Makes sense.
Cleansing. Here I don't want to charge at murder from anything.
Okay.
You're already controlling one objective, that's all you need. So let's do the Demon Prince into the squad. So he's on. I have 1 CP.
I'll reroll
okay,
ones to, I guess, to save.
Makes sense. Yep. So let's do 2s running ones. Scissors are lethal and sustain. So 2 lethals, 2 sustains. Oh, sorry. And then this is strength 8, toughness
People.
4. So 2s rerunning ones here. For this guy, I'll reroll these 2
Nice.
ones. Everything wounds. So 8 wounds so far at damage 3, please. AP 2.
Damage 3, so 4s, rerolling 1s. I can order roll this? No, because I get to reroll 1s, right? So, do I have to do this one at a time? I'm just going to do it
No,
one
you
at a
can
time.
do order reroll, and if you get 1, you can reroll it.
Just reroll that one. Okay, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So it would go through, so it'd kill the one wood guy, kill another guy, and then Ragnar would take. It's damage 3, right?
It's damage 3, but I did do 8 wounds because of the 2 lethals. So you owe me
okay.
2 more saves. Yep.
2 more saves, got it. Yep.
Yep.
But so far we've lost what? Both Blade Guard, right? And it's just
the
down
Blood
to
Guard
Ragnar.
and still down to Ragnar on 2 wounds. Yeah.
And 2 wounds, and it's 2 more, right?
It's 2 more, yeah.
Okay. Dramatic effect.
Saved.
Saves. Goes through.
Die on this one. You could
He
still
would
reroll
die
it
on that one, so I'd have to re-roll it. I'll re-roll it.
Sounds good. You're good.
He's good.
Down to 2.
Okay.
So I killed another squad here. How much I killed so far? 1, 2, 3. 3 squads so far, right? Am I missing anyone?
No, that's it, mate. I think.
Okay. Yeah, you fight
I
back
think
with Ragnar.
the JPI guy living on his own, right?
Yeah.
So I won't get the ferocious war howl or whatever it's called. So it would just be 8 attacks at strength 6.
Mm-hmm.
So 2s. I didn't declare reroll 1s, so these would all miss.
Mm-hmm.
This is sustained lethal, and then this will be 5s. So just 2, mate.
2. My regular saves. I save 1, and this one will be flipped into a 6 because I haven't used it yet. So no damage.
Nice, nice, nice.
And I think that's it. I will cleanse for 4, and I will Leech Mark for Death for 1 CP.
Yep.
Cleanse for 4. I killed the squad, and I was controlling 1 objective, so 8 primaries so far. And Leech for 1 CP, which takes me down to 3 on your next turn.
Okay. All right. So let's draw
And this one
cards.
also gets completed, so yeah, turn 5 I will get lethals.
Defend, Stronghold, and Cleanse. Not really what I want to do at this point. So how much AC have you got on here, mate?
Right now I have 2 from the Rhino and 3 from the Demon Prince, so 5 total.
Okay, I'll spend the CP for getting rid of Defend.
Makes sense? Yep.
Crazy close board state here, Chance.
Hell the Horde, can I do that, mate?
No.
Bodger, I don't think
Assassination.
maybe lost quite as much as I would have anticipated there. The Judiciary living is huge. We do have to maybe eat an Overwatch from these Noise Marines.
Noise Marine unit up there.
The Demon Prince here is already regenerated. So if he can knock that in shooting...
All dead.
And
Clear house at the
compete
top,
with the other one with Bjorn.
Bjorn, bless him, man.
If Ragnar passes his leadership check, he can turn around and maybe clip most of the Noise Marines here on a charge with a fallback in charge from Relentless Assault.
In range and in line of sight.
Oh, so there's an argument to say that I actually oath the Demon Prince.
Any battle shocks that are...
Yeah, so Ragnar, obviously. Let's quickly do it. So he is. God, I'm doing well with the battle shocks today. And then I don't think there's anything else, right?
The JPA, maybe?
JPI, thank you.
Yeah.
7 were okay. There's no minuses there.
No. It's on the Assault Intercessors and Ragnar.
Okay, so I'm going to oath this Blastmaster unit.
So, sorry, before we continue, how much of C do you have at the moment here?
I can't quite tell. I don't know whether he's on it. It looks like he might just be on it. Oh, thank you, mate. So look, we've got 1, 2, 3. So 2, 4, 5, 6.
And these ones are of C2, so yeah, this objective is yours. Then you get control more.
Oh, so I control more. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
There you
go. Thank you. Okay, so all right then. So we're going to oath there, and I think in my head it makes sense just to try and clear this side of this. I feel like this is a losing battle. If I come down here with a Land Raider, yes, I can shoot here. I'm not convinced Bjorn kills the Demon Prince on his own. Whereas here, I am confident that I should pick everything up, and that's easy. Fuck that. That's 4 kills, right? So I think that's probably the play. And you'll get 1, 2 here. Okay. Fine. So, any disgusting Overwatch to worry about? I guess the Noise Marines aren't bad.
Yeah. The Noise Marines could do some damage now, yeah.
Alright, so we're going to move the Land Raider up. Where do we want to move the Land Raider up? We want to stay on that objective because it's quite nice. So, if I move the Land Raider to here, that's 8. I am within range to shoot it. So 8, and it moves 12. So I'll pivot. That's 10. And then we'll come up like here. Just to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, just watch out for the little statue.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
So, yeah.
I don't always see that. Thank you.
You're good there.
Okay, so we've moved that chap there. This impulsor.
Is it mandatory to play with chess clocks? So for regular sort of
no worries, mate.
qualifier rounds,
I think
it is up to player discretion. 3-hour chess clock if either player requires or requests it, but they are not required.
Move back,
Finals games they are required.
He stays in combat. Maybe Bjorn will get to in first. Unlikely. I think I probably want to come here anyway, just to tie this up and stop you moving around with them. Okay, let's just go with this. And just quickly check my cards. Cleanse. I'm doing 1 cleanse here. I'm not cleansing there. I have got the scouts to bring down. There's nowhere really to put them.
Oh, cleanse with the
Can't
jump
do
pack
anything else, so I
intercessor.
think we'll just leave it like this.
Brutal.
So first of all,
That little guy living. He's worth two points right there.
Master and his lads with the Redeemer. So
I think I'll spend the CP for Armor of Contempt, yeah.
Yeah, kind of makes sense. So Flamestorm cannons. So that's 6.
12.
And then another 6. And then this is 3s.
And 4s or dead.
Heals
so 4 would die. So 4 nice Sonic Blasters. I'll leave the Blastmasters for now.
Yep. The Assault Cannon hits. Oh, there we go. And then Strength 6, so 3. 6 is a dev. No devs, but 4 saves, please, mates. No AP.
4 3 ups.
Loves it. Melters. Hits. 1 wound.
1 AP 3, so 6 ups. Goes 3 damage. Did the meltdown? No. Kills the Y. Let's get the Blastmaster out.
Okay. And then the only last gun is his Stormbolters. 3s. 2 please, mate. Not
2 please from Stormbolters on 3s. All good.
Ragnar stayed in melee. I guess because he battle shocked, he couldn't fall back. That's unfortunate.
The Judicial will shoot at them.
So I guess maybe we don't have a clean answer to this side of the battlefield. It's a little spooky.
Reroll does hit. I'll reroll 1 because I'm an Assault Intercessor. Does wound. 1 please, mate.
So Intercessors rule is also in shooting?
Is it not all the time? Maybe I've got that wrong. I've just deleted the Judicial.
Maybe, I'm not sure. Infantry is only in melee, that's why I'm asking. Oh. What happened?
Sorry, mate. There he is. So, let me check.
I'm not sure what happened, but I think everything looks good. Everything is good. Yeah, so we were just checking.
So only melee, yeah, you're good, mate, you're good.
Okay.
So none of them would do that, and then there is 1, 2, 3 guys can still see. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, just the pistol guns. 3s. Just 1, mate.
1 on to the same guys. Yep. AP0, right? Yeah. All good.
Okay. That's fired, that's fired. That guy's cleansing. Nothing else to shoot there. Bjorn will shoot everything into this unit at the bottom.
Sounds good.
Apart from his last cannon, he will put into the Demon Prince.
Makes sense.
So, last cannon. Hits. Wounds. Loves
saves.
it. Flamer. 6. Your T4 on these.
T5 on the Noise Marines.
T5, so 3, mate.
Yeah.
AP1 in cover.
AP1's in cover, so 4 ups. Takes 1 moment to Sonic Blaster.
Okay. Yeah. Charges. I don't think there's any other shooting. I'm not going to fire his pistol. Charges. I will charge.
I think GW could make the world's viewing experience better.
I'll charge the Land Raider into the Rhino.
Makes sense.
I mean, they usually bring on Adam Camilleri, right?
Tank shot.
Who is basically just like the community commentator. Part of the problem is that they refuse to put player mics on, so no one has any idea what's going on. I think
he does not. That's a squad so far.
Is my opinion.
Sorry. This is 2 kills, right?
This is 2 kills right there, yeah.
Yeah, and he's not battle shocked, the Demon Prince.
No,
because you wouldn't have had a chance to roll it yet. So you would be able to heroic.
No, I rolled it on my turn, but I passed it.
Yeah. So. And how many kills have I got so far?
So far, you have 1, the Rhino.
And you killed 4, right?
I killed 3, potentially 4 if Ragnar not survives.
I'll charge your Demon Prince.
Okay. I'll spend the CP for the Overwatch, why not?
Yep.
Down to 1. The Judiciary Squad was it, right?
Yes, mate. Yep.
So let's do the 6 shots from the Blastmaster. Sorry, the 3 shots from the Blastmaster on 6s. Rerolling the 1s. And this is sustained, so 2 so far. On 2s, rerolling 1s. So 2 AP2s ignoring cover into the Judiciary Squad.
They're good.
Very nice. And then the 6 shots from the pistols from the Cacophonist on 2s. Sorry, 6s.
Easy game. Just roll 5s, dude.
Sustain on 3s, ignoring 1s. 2 AP1s ignoring cover, please. Loved it. Okay, all good. Back to you.
So the players did a they rewound time, which reloads the clock. It's kind of fucks with all the scripting, unfortunately.
Nice.
So the blue player was not out of time. It just didn't. It hadn't updated his time on the heads-up display on our
Bjorn
overlay.
will charge. Oh, I'd love him to do it, but he won't do it. I'll charge into those guys.
Makes sense. Sorry, I'll take this one away.
Yeah, big benefit here is that engaging these Emperor's Children units, it's like a little spicy because they get their lethal sustain is unlocked now.
I think that's all of the charges.
But
So
they can't attack into the thing that engaged them at the start of the turn. So engaging them is still valuable because they aren't going to be able to shoot back at Bjorn. And as we talked about, they do interact with Bjorn. It's not the end. It's not a horrible target for them.
So the Judicia first. Oops.
We even could potentially see a epic challenge to try to kill the Lord Cacophonist to get the kill out of the unit, and then also bring them farther away from the objective here to stop it from being moved over. But I think the Demon Prince is going to take it anyway.
2. Does he reduce that to 1 then? Sorry, did you say?
It's down to 1 damage. Yeah.
GW should go out their own video on the combat slingshot. Could you imagine?
The last CP that I have, I will spend it.
I mean, like, I guess like
against
Magic the Gathering had like deck techs and stuff, right? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it actually isn't that weird for
And then 6 Absolute Bane from the
advanced strategies to get broken down in coverage. So maybe it's fine.
So these 3 wounds on the 4 up first.
Get the no player mics problem. Yeah, I think it's extra problematic for a game like Warhammer, which is so conversational. If you are playing a video game, it's not necessary, right? But if you are playing Warhammer, the interaction between the 2 players is like 80% of the experience. And so losing that essentially provides no information for the stream. It's really, really tough to
sustain lethal.
Move over.
5 re-rolling. 2.
2 on.
I don't know. And I guess like I understand why they don't want it on there, but I also feel like
okay. 2 chainswords.
I don't know. It just makes the content not very useful.
Go. Hero time.
All right, Demon Prince.
1 sustained. Lethal.
And lethal. Yep.
And then this is 6 re-rolling.
Ooh. 3 wounds.
Right.
Takes it on AP1, I guess. So 3 ups.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And he goes
The
down.
one,
No
He saves it on 6 up.
CP to reroll.
Crazy stuff.
Oh, did he reroll?
Cool stuff.
Okay.
Oh, he used his feel no pain. Ah, he feel no pained it. Are you kidding me? That's insanity.
4, please.
For AP on this?
Can't wait for people to interact with Death Guard spawn this weekend. Yeah, I'm probably going to make a video about Death Guard spawn because we played against Fellhammer Siege host the other day, and I realized that they have the exact same interaction, and so it's worth probably talking about. So I'll probably release a little 5-minute video or something.
Then I'll fight.
No epic challenge here to clip out the Lord Cacophonist. That would have been nice, but make some save higher. So I guess. Oh, jeez.
Lethal sustain.
Demon Prince trying as hard as he can to whiff here.
8, so winning on 2 Ragnar is T4, right?
It's T4, mate. Yeah, it's
on
just
2
marine body.
ones. So you got 6 AP2s, please.
Okay. It's like 15 damage right now. Please go away.
And then you got this.
All right.
Yeah. So the Cacophony 6 attacks, regular attacks. Rerolling the ones.
So we biffed Assassination for Bodge. Yeah, after that, I definitely should have done the challenge, I think, there.
Never mind.
After the Demon Prince lived. Biffed Assassination cleansed for 2 this turn, so the players are going to be tied going into top 5. But I think that Sensonical's about to take it with damage.
Yeah,
Sorry?
Ragnar would have. Doesn't matter now. Doesn't matter. But Ragnar would have unlocked the saga. But I didn't call it, so I'm not going to play it.
The six up still not paying.
Yeah, it's good.
You could
man,
use
it's
it
good.
now.
No. I've got to learn right.
No
So
worries, mate.
cool. So what are we
So it's
looking
going
at,
to
bud?
be 3 wounds AP 0 onto Bjorn. Oh, good. And then the Demon Prince on the other side into the Judicious Squad.
Yep.
6
Seen some
attacks.
mic'd up players from my streams make unnecessary comments.
Just
Yeah.
in case, just 1 wound left.
It does happen.
I will.
I wonder if like they have enough
Armor
production
contempt.
value. I wonder if they could run it on a
This
delay
is
or
sustain,
something.
And then this is on 2 only once. So
Maybe
8
that would be
is
too
on your
much.
perhaps.
Still waiting for the
You can do all
Space
the
Wolf
pre-roll.
drop, but this will keep the Wolfen at
Very
bay
nice.
for a little while longer.
To Solo, thank you for the resub, my dude. Appreciate that, buddy.
How much AC doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't.
Thanks
no,
to the
it's-
subs,
it's still
anybody.
yours. 2 plus 1 plus 1 4. I am only 3.
Yeah. Okay.
The support is
anything else?
always appreciated.
And that's it.
Favorite was the guy who's about to
So,
bust from all the chaos energy.
I get what? I get 4 for killing. Not
get
for
4 for
killing
killing?
more, because you get 4 for kill more, right?
I
I don't
4 for
know if I
killing.
remember that
Yeah.
guy.
So I'll
And
get,
then cleanse I get
4
for little. And then I did not get assassinate because of that fucking feel my pain.
I feel so. I think
Right,
in this
that's-
case, right?
So
I think you hold
this argument to say
assassination.
I kind of want the CP, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna ditch it.
I might have held assassination there.
Past
You put so much pressure on Sensonical
everything.
because you have to stay engaged with a fight first Judiciary
time.
or trigger an Overwatch of this Land Raider. Either one of them probably kills the Demon Prince before he does anything.
I completely
I think I might have held the assassination there because that's a card out of your deck.
from now on.
I mean, it costs you a CP most likely, but it's a card out of your deck and 5 points, and that could swing this game.
Battle shock for the
This has been crazy close, chat.
Remaining.
What a game!
He's on 7.
They're only $1 billion company. Yeah, I don't imagine that their stream coverage is like a huge priority though, right? Like, how many concurrents do they get? Like 3K?
They are good on an 8.
That's
This is
1,000 or 100 times what we have right now. But
the battle shock.
like, I'm a one-man operation with
Stallone.
$10 in a shoestring,
Left side.
and
There, back.
3 sticks of bubble gum.
Sweet. So everyone pass battle shocks. We need to take this
But
give away
like,
if I move
the community of people for GW live streams is not like endlessly huge.
Yeah, looks like it.
Live streaming is so crazy complex that I think people would be shocked with how complex live coverage is, especially like once you get to like esports level where you start to see like actual huge coverage stuff. The coverage team for those large esports events is like 100 people. Those things cost millions of dollars to make look like what you would expect them to look like.
Okay.
So I don't really begrudge Warhammer for having
Secondaries.
not the perfect one. I just think that not miking the players on their live streams is the biggest obstacle to their live streams being
to do all that.
good coverage.
Okie dokie.
So I got behind on containment.
It also means that the
Nice.
hosts don't necessarily have to carry the entire stream. Like it helps.
Exactly.
It helps a ton.
Yeah.
Because listening to 2 people talk for 3 hours, I think if they have interesting things to say, it's good.
Did
But
you roll
very,
your-
more often than not, right?
Yes,
They're just kind
I
of
rolled
bloviating.
3 on
They don't really need to
camera.
be having.
I passed
Like,
it.
their mouths don't really
Yeah,
need to be
yeah,
open.
no worries, bud.
Uh,
Talking about
then
the implications of what's happening on the table is really interesting. But when it's actually happening, you don't need to necessarily narrate it if the players are doing it themselves.
I will start rolling an advance with Lucius.
Any guesses as to when we'll get the wolf drop?
Oh no!
I imagine
Holy fuck!
it's supposed to be a month away, right? So we'll probably start to see things in a week or
True.
2. Or 2 weeks.
He's a 9. How far is he? No, he's in an 18. So I would need a 9-inch charge. No, actually, that's not right. There we go. 17. So that's an 8-inch charge. God damn it! Yeah, I guess we need to do it. We need to go forwards, see what happens. These guys have passed the battle shock this time, so they are not battle shock. Let's go here, fall back, grab this objective for us. Something like that. I need to roll a very fat advance with this Demon Prince. Yeah, let's roll the advance from the Unholy Fortune Demon Prince. See what we get. 5, finally, something worth it. Here I have a question. Do I want to go for Bjorn? Or just go into the other side? They're gonna die anyways, right? Okay, let's look how this would look like. Forget this impulsor at least. So this would be...
So top of 5 now.
15, let's say something like that.
Sensonical would have had 2 objectives to
3 more
2.
left. Can you check the distance from him into the impulsor right now?
4 on primary. Should be up to 61.
Yeah, it's very low charge.
Containment BEL are the draws, which is a great set of draws. He can score it with the Noise Marines. He can contain with his existing units.
1 and 2.
On the top and bottom. These 2-man Noise Marine squads everywhere containing. So he should score
3,
an 11 or a 10 this turn.
Scoring, and then we just die here.
Assuming that the Demon Prince can charge Bjorn and then consolidate it.
3 probably is better.
Or I guess, I think if he rolls big enough, he could charge Bjorn to this position where he is wholly within the deployment
zone. Let's do it.
Or I guess we could fall this guy back, but that's a little spicy.
We can be wholly within and then charge from this side. And then maybe consolidate back into the objective. We actually managed to kill.
What is $50,000 to $1 billion company? Well, I think it's like...
We'll fall back less distance.
I don't know.
Just go more to the side.
I think the $1 billion company thing is like something we like to say, but I don't think it's like literally $1 billion. Right? It's $1 billion valuation. Doesn't mean they necessarily have $1 billion in a bank account somewhere that they can use. You know what I mean?
Okay, this Demon Prince.
And then they have to like that always gets
4.4, and then he has
the issue of corporatism is that that value always gets put up against the
somewhere else.
So what did you? What happened there, mate? Sorry, I was just thinking.
So I fell back from the Demon Prince, but he tried to hide from the Land Rider Redeemer Overwatch at the end of the movement.
So was he able to? I can see you or I can't see you.
The idea is that you cannot see me.
Okay, if I can't, I can't, mate.
But it's up to decide.
How do you switch the little thing off that's here? Sorry, I don't know how to switch that off because the line's slightly obstructing it.
Sure. So should be here. Oh, I don't see it now. There we go. Found it.
There we go. So and the line would be. So I'm useless with TTS. So
yeah, so the best line I think is something like that. Maybe I can, because he's a monster, he can just pivot, I guess. But I think let's just go back where he was. Let's see if he's right. He was based here. So I'm gonna fall back. Let's say he flies, so he goes 3 points.
The Land Raider can just
then
overwatch it at the start of the movement.
So the idea would be just to go.
Oh, you're well good.
The closest what I can get, but the Land Rider doesn't see me. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, cool. You're good.
But I guess they don't realize,
here,
which I guess is
good.
I think it's good because where you've got it there, you're over the corner and you're not touching your tail. So yeah, I think it's okay, mate. Yeah.
Awesome. They are not going to move, obviously, because they're going to get shot otherwise.
There's no Scrooge McDuck Vault of Money and Karanex at the GWHQ.
That being said,
but like so the issue is that like it all gets like funneled through the lens of how many sales it's going to gain, right? And the answer is probably not that many.
These Tormentors
will you make $50,000 off of the finals coverage? Unlikely.
One again, that's it. Holy shit, guys! Not helping.
Because Games Workshop doesn't have like a pro tour or something where they, over a long period of time, they're like sort of incentivizing competitive play. I guess like they're moving towards that, so maybe in the future we get expanded coverage, but
this way.
I don't know. I guess also in terms of World Finals, I don't know.
And then
you could mic the players and just like
2.1.
tell them you won't give them invites anymore if they fuck up or something. Whatever. Are mounted units any viable? Not being able to charge through walls limits them quite a bit. It's true. It depends on the unit in particular. I would say generally speaking, they are weaker than other unit types. But some mounted units are very good.
And then he's just going this way.
The Dark Angel selection of mounted units is actually kind of sweet. Probably underplayed, if I'm being honest.
He's just going this way.
Outriders are very good in many Space Marine
These
detachments.
tormentors will swap the objective.
Blood Crusher see some play in Chaos Demons. There's a couple Chaos Demon chariots that are pretty playable. Personally, I like Burning Chariots, but that's because I like shooting people.
These guys are going in here. Okay.
How does Space Wolves score so few secondaries while maxing primary?
Not moving. I will kindly ask you. If you would like to do some.
I think some of it was that
So
they
here, I can move on to this objective.
had to stay
I'll
back.
take that, so I hold 1 there.
Mhm.
This
Makes all the sense.
would hold 2. And then I need to somehow hold this one from whatever is left here, which is probably nothing, but you never know, to make it free. That would be worth 4 points. I probably do it. I guess I do it. I'm not convinced it's 100% the right idea. I forego fight first, interrupt, but I'm not that fussed about the interrupt. If you kill Bjorn, you kill
125 million GBP in available
Screw
cash.
it, mate. I'll just do it.
That's pretty
Sounds
good. That's almost as much as I have. Please join my Patreon so I can pay for rent. The unsold Dreadfleet boxes.
Yep.
So outside of charge range.
No,
With a 6-inch.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Down to the last 500 million.
And how much OC have you got on there at the moment?
Right now, 1.
So
Potentially,
how much could you get on
is, let's see,
the Demon Prince only can charge because they
not
come back from you, so they cannot charge.
unlikely to get one kill here. It's not automatic, but it's not horrible. Maybe picks up the Assault Intercessors or the Jump Pack Intercessor. Oh, he has to contain, though. So he's probably containing with those guys, which is worth more points. All right. And then he's going to go for a charge with Lucius and Bjorn. So if we pick Bjorn and the Impulsor up, he'll score probably kill more. So he'll go up to 69 points. Nice. But then he's going to score a 10-point turn, so 79 points. A Bodger can grab 12 on primary, so kill, hold more. He would be up to 69.
And see what we get.
And he would have to draw 10 points of secondaries or 6 points of secondaries and score kill more or block the kill more.
Then we will
actually, if he gains kill more, so he kills 3, he would be up.
Because I completed my pledge and everything, 5s are critical.
If he blocks the kill more, he would have to score 6 points in secondaries.
Yeah. And then this is on 2 running ones with the JPA. So 5 AP 2 in your recover onto the JPA, which would kill him. That's one squad so far. And then the cacophony is 6 shots into the Judiciary squad.
Yes.
On 2s, these are lethal sustain. And then 3 running ones here. Okay, not too bad. So 6 so far, AP1 ignoring cover, which is 3 ups for you.
This is onto this unit,
this
right?
Is Assault on the Testers.
And it's 2 damage each, yeah?
2 damage each, yeah.
Yep. So 1 goes through, 1 dead, 2 dead, and the Judy is 1 dead, 2 dead, and the Judy takes 2.
Okay, at the end of this model activation, I'll roll with 3 mortal wounds onto the Judiciary, see what we get.
Sorry, no, I can't do it.
Yeah, I rolled only 1. But you owe me a battle shot on a -1.
Okay. Oops. He's battle shocked.
And he will be battle shocked on 1 wound left. Okay.
I don't think I've passed battle shock today, so
yeah.
Figures, mate.
The Demon Prince.
Oh, we're maxed on coterie, so we're getting critical 5s. I see what it says.
See what we get on 2s rolling 1s and strength 5s of 5s rolling 1s. So nothing. There we go. Then these guys will do containment in this site. The Noise Marines here cannot shoot anything because they have to rely from Bjorn. So it's basically the Demon Prince onto Bjorn. See if we can scratch it a bit. So 3 attacks on 2s rolling 1s and 5s, I guess, because strength 5. 1 AP, one not ignoring cover, and damage 2.
It's good.
So he's good. All right.
Oh, Bjorners. What a tank.
Yes.
What an absolute tank.
Send it, man.
Can Lucius and a full power Demon Prince get him? That's the question.
And you only get fights first if you're living or all the time?
I don't think I get it when I'm not. I don't think I'll have it when you charge me because I think I have to be leading.
Okay.
It's
Then
leading
in that
unit, yeah.
case,
So you can charge him for sure, mate.
Yeah, I'll charge him because no CP for Overwatch means that they are going to charge into the Judiciary.
Oh, that's so spicy.
On a 5, I think I make.
So that could put OC on the objective. That probably won't matter. Oh, it may prevent Bodger from taking this objective.
Grenade here. The Demon Prince will charge into the Impulsor.
You fool.
Let's do it. On a 3, I think it's an automatic.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Then the Demon Prince on the other side into Bjorn. Oh, sorry, I roll 1 dice for the wound that he has left onto the Impulsor. Takes the mortal wound onto the Impulsor. It doesn't really change much. And then they took the charge of the Demon Prince into Bjorn on a 3. Good thing it's an automatic charge. And I think I need an 8 on Lucius, right?
You do, mate. Yep.
Let's see if Lucius makes it on an 8. In a 6, he fails. I have 1 CP left. Nothing else to really spend it, I think. So
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'll spend it. Why not? No, he's staying there. Okay. Sorry, I forgot the mortal wounds from this guy. On to Bjorn. That's 5 mortal wounds this time. Which
Makes 4.
Okay. And I think that's it for charges. We're doing containment with these Blast Masters, and we'll just proceed into charging. Let's do the fighting that's important first. I think this guy is into the Judiciary. Let's see if we can get him down. The Cacophonist has 6 attacks, I think. Yeah, 6 on 2s. They're running the 1s. And lethal sustain on 5s. And then these are strength 4s, so 4s, rerolling 1s. So far we have 6 wounds, AP 0 onto the Judiciary, please. And takes the 1. Just on the spot. The Demon Prince on 1 wound onto the Impulsor, on 2 rerolling 1s, 1 lethal sustain, and then wounding on 5s, I guess, toughness 9, right, on the Impulsor?
Yeah.
And rerolling 1s. So we have 3 AP 2 damage, 3, please.
It's enough.
Would it blow up to kill the Demon Prince?
You want 1,000 subs to be good so badly because you won't see me for 3 weeks? You don't want me to be... You don't want to see me for 3 weeks? Is that what I'm getting from that? Aw.
He's there. Okay.
All right.
All right. So Impulsor's down, and I think that will restrict
into Bjorn. So he's gonna
Bodger's score to 2 objectives at the end here. So he will not get hold more.
2 running 1s. Okay, 4 misses, but 4 lethal sustain. And this is on 5s. Rerunning 1s.
Or he is, I guess, unlikely to get hold more.
Total of this plus this little sum. 6 total. AP2 damage 3 here.
Oh, great save.
So it would be 9 damage so far.
He's dead.
Okay. And then they consolidate back into the objective. Not sure if it's gonna matter.
That's 2 damage each on him from Bjorn, right?
Oh yes, so? It would have been 2 damage each because he halves it.
Okay,
so
then 6 dice.
It would have
been. I mean, you
6.
rolled no 5s, but it's okay.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even look at the roll.
Trevor's completely right, but he's totally...
You know what? Fair. We'll just carry up the same proportion of succeeded, feel no pain. So.
Yeah, that's it. Well, look, mate, if it was a 6 and it was a Demon Prince, I probably would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've killed Bjorn, the JPA, the Judiciary.
Literally no 5
squads so far.
Yeah, so
okay.
you've got 4 for kill. You're going to get 4 for kill more. and then I'm going to get 4.
Hope Magnus is really good. I hope Magnus is good too, Chad. I fucking love Magnus. So I'm gonna level. Magnus is the only reason I played Index Thousand Suns.
So you can just play it from there.
When the faction got continuously nerfed, I lost all hope.
I will obviously.
If Magnus sucks and it's not like interesting or fun to play, then
which I can't really
care.
do. I really don't feel like my card draws have been fantastic. I would get just pass over the turn.
Behind enemy lines, recover assets right now. Are you kidding me?
To get rid of behind.
That's horrible.
Draw Eridanal. Which I could do.
Eridanal's a free 5-er.
Come back here to get Eridanal.
Yeah, so Sensonico gets kill more, almost assuredly.
Yeah.
Or kill something for 4. Probably kill something for 4, probably.
Kill for 4, and then
I think
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Bodger's killed, or Sensonico's killed 5 this turn.
I can't hold more. So
Area denial scores. And we don't have enough units to complete recover assets.
And I have to do area denial, so I have to be there. So I can roll out to shoot this if you want, but I think that's pretty much where we are.
No, they are dead. I think we can accept.
Yeah, and then the scouts just take this objective. Doesn't really matter.
70-76. Yeah, yeah, nice man.
Oh, what a close finisher there, chat. Damn.
Gee, I really effed some parts of this up. Forgetting Ragnar's there was really annoying because that one rune that I failed on the GD, for example, I could have rolled it. Who knows? Maybe it could have been a 6. But that was slightly frustrating because maybe a couple of the Assault Incestors might have lived, I don't know. This guy living on 1 wound was just
that was amazing.
I mean, that's 5 points for Assassinate, and it just completely changes this side of the boards, because when you push down here, I was like, I think I need to just focus on one area, but that really scuppered me, mate. But yeah, I love it. These demon princes, absolutely brilliant. They're so
They are rocking the ground right now. Yeah, they're gonna get nerfed soon.
Yeah, I haven't played Intemperance Children before, so it was definitely enlightening to say the least. And the
Thinking about what you said at the beginning, it's so fun though, because we're playing kind of the same thing. We have to kill stuff.
Well, that's it, yeah. Well, when I looked at it, when I read through the rules, and I was like, oh yeah, so you have to kill stuff to get rules, so do I, but you also have to be a character, so you can kill anything with anything. But it was, it's really good. The only thing I thought was interesting about it is, I can see how much the damage amps when you get to that point where you crit 5s. But I suppose at that point, often you would have got to that stage of Emperor's Children, and you might have already won or lost the game anyway. So it's interesting.
Yeah, your system is very right. The way that you went into the game was correct, because when I play into orcs or I don't know how and stuff, you get just 7 buff on the second round, and it's just GG from that point onwards. But if you play against Imperial Knights or both and like heavy stuff with access to Armor of Contempt and high toughness, you struggle a lot. So you put in the Land Rider in front, Ballistus in front is the right play.
Yeah, that felt right. I think the first turn went well. I think the moment that I went down here with Murderfang, the intention here, well, number one, I forgot that you had the shooting, which was foolish of me, which got him down to where he was, but I don't think that would have changed it. But I'm pretty sure somewhere in this interaction, I didn't get it right. And I probably should have made just a solid play for Lucius and just risked everything to try and kill him. But I don't know. Yeah,
I was lucky here with your Rapid Ingress, because I was not expecting that he would get 4 damage on the plasma after shooting in there, right? So I was lucky there. But
I think that's it, because if you hadn't got that damage through and I was 8 wounds into Lucius, I would have 100% gone for that.
Indeed, yes. And then you kill Lucius, I don't get the buffs anymore, because you can get 1 buff, 1 point per turn, which is you're never completing that.
Yeah.
But Lucius, I've been using him as a bait, and it's been
it works, mate.
to see, because you can see the greed on the enemy player. I'm going for this, And then you just you remember him. I have fight first. You can then, if he has like a very long charge, you can put the deep striking, Rapid Ingress, Demon Prince in the back for the mortal wounds in the charge. I did that play twice against Inari, against long range charge of Howling Banshees with an Autarch. And it's amazing, because it just wipes the squad of Banshees before
I can see that's cool. But
and then he just
Yeah, I don't know. But if Murderfang gets in, I don't think Lucius. I mean, maybe he does kill him. I don't know. Like Lucius.
I don't know. Lucius rerolling wounds on 5s. That's the thing. So if I get 2s rerolling, I still don't get lethal sustain. So it's 5s rerolling. and then you would need to save. If you probably spend the armor of content, right? So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be 4 wounds on force, and this is 3 damage each with eternal pain as well. So that would be 6 damage there.
Yeah, so it wouldn't kill him, right?
And if it was full, no. With the full no pain, it would be right on the point.
Yeah.
One wound left.
I think
one wound left.
Bodge had 2 CP at the time, so he could have banked for a reroll. So I think on average it's between 3 and 4 wounds probably into it needs to fail 2 4-ups rerolling one of them. So it's like really, really tight. It could go either way.
I think you could have survived there, yeah. If I had gone for this play after Murder Fang and 4 wounds left, probably I would have gone for Lucius. Only, right? But at the same time, having the Demon Prince in the back, you have to be careful with that, because if I make the heroic intervention into him, and I do 5 mortal wounds on average, only 1 wound has to go through from Lucius, and at that point, it's way more difficult.
I was wondering too if you had the opportunity to, instead of dropping the Demon Prince, to drop one of the Noise Marine bricks, and then just Overwatch. Once he was down to 4, if you get 1 Blast Master through, or even a Sonic Blaster, to be honest, then Lucius almost certainly kills him on the strike first. And it's almost impossible to play around like a heroic intervention was.
That's true.
Because what could have happened, right? What could have happened, where the Murder Fang just punches the Rhino 6 inches into Lucius anyway.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But really, I think I got confused there. I didn't do that play because I confused Murder Fang with Bjorn, and I thought Murder Fang was the one that my CP cost twice, and that's why I thought Overwatch is not a thing, but Rapid Ingress is a thing, and it would be
the intervention would have been,
right? So it would be the same way, actually. So I don't know what I'm saying here.
Murder Fang is such a spicy character.
If Murder Fang's at full, the Rapid Ingress plays much better. But since you did so much damage, I think maybe it's just like, I imagine that when you set it all up, that's what you had planned to do, is put the Demon Prince there. But after the Blastmasters out of the Rhino went ham, right? Like, maybe it's worth rethinking about it.
Played Lucius there. I kind of forgot that I kind of screened this side. I was so focused on Rapid Ingress on that side, and then I just completely forgot about this one. But I was like, Lucius is fine, right? I can always lead the strike, Rapid Ingress 1, Demon Prince in the back, and he has fights first. So I always play a bit too cocky with him. So far it has worked. It has never died. But also it happens the opposite, that I play with him because he's the Warlord, and you have to keep him for the late game. He sometimes doesn't even get to swing once, like in this case.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a cool army. Cool. I'm having so much fun with it. It's a blast.
Yeah, they look real fun, right?
Yeah, it is a bit of a problem. A weakness of the army, I think, is that they have very little kind of high volume utility in it, so screening is actually very difficult for them. It's something that I've seen in the past as well. So that, it is likely that one of those sides is going to be open to some sort of Rapid Ingress play.
It is.
Onto something's going to get hit, right?
Here on hindsight, probably I should have just send the Rhino forward, disembark everything, right? But then if you went with Ragnarin, I can always have the Lucius intervention, maybe. And then fighting first and everything. And then the Rhino just screens the Rapid Ingress in this side. I don't know. But it's always scary when you have a Land Raider in the middle that can just move 12, disembark, and then charge anything, to leave anything without transport. So I don't really know if I would have changed anything here. Maybe just Lucius, put Lucius back.
And without...
Instead of doing recover assets here, I discarded anyways at the end. Just put him back and wait. And that's it.
Without just basically dropping 2 Demon Princes on it, there's nothing that Emperor's Children have realistically that can fight a Redeemer easily with the Overwatch open, which is also pretty interesting. As long as it plays KG, right, and it stays back here and doesn't need any weird charges through line of sight blockers. It's just gonna cook whatever goes into it outside of a Demon Prince, which is already not even that good at attacking it. It's gonna do mortal wounds and then probably bounce off the armor.
That's it, bounce off.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, doing armor of content and high toughness, it's the same thing. That's why I have 3 Demon Princes at the end, because I noted that when I only had 2 Demon Princes, people with for example, Star Shatter, -1 damage on the Silent King, he just unafraid goes forward.
Right.
No problem. But when I have 3, they think about it different. It's it's about an average 15 mortal wounds with no defense of mortal wounds.
Right.
And then just at that point, you only need like 1 or 2 wounds through, and this is way different conversation. Same with the Land Rider here. I think I had way too much work on the sides to focus on him, but if he didn't push the sides, I would have thrown the Demon Princess onto the Land Rider.
Right.
And maybe do like 15 mortal wounds or something like that on average, because his mortal wound stratagem doesn't work in the charge phase, right?
Yeah, that's really
and then
annoying.
And then if one of the wounds go through, or if I'm lucky and I kill the Land Rider on the charge because I could roll above average, then one of the Demon Princes or 2 could swing into whatever disembarked, because you leave the right space and then you could pile in 3 and then you fight whatever disembarked from the Land Rider. And this is a very good play with the Demon Princes. But yeah, this is basically the only anti-tank I have, and then the occasional damage from the Blastmaster that goes through for anti-tank. That's why I played against Imperial Knights or even Chaos Knights and Bolton and the Hammer of the Emperor Astra Militarum. These are very tough matchups for this army, because low count units and high toughness value, it's very important to get your buffs, and you don't get them easily in those matchups.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks for the game, you two. I got your scores in, so you should be all set. Oriol, congratulations on taking it down, man. And thank you both for playing.
Pleasure, always. And thanks to you for playing, Sam, as well.
Yeah, no, nice thank you, mate. Really good game. I appreciate it, bud.
No worries.
All right,
see you
lovely
guys.
jubbly.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
GG.
Night, fellas. Bye.
All right, chat. That is it for us today. Woo! What a game. 6-point differential. Really, if any of these units didn't die, I think they could have swung it. If there was a play for this objective, potentially, because if we had... Botch could have like fallen back, paid the CP, come back in, cleared that objective, gotten killed, hold more, and maybe had a unit to recover. That would have been huge. But basically down to like 1 or 2 decisions for sure in order to flip that one. Playing Berserker Spam. Well, it's a little later than normally I clear out, but it's best armies at 40k time now, chat. So turns out that that video that comes out at 5 a.m. on Monday, somebody's got to make that. Did you know that? The person makes that. And it takes like 10 hours. So here we go. We're off to the races. And then we do have a finals game scheduled tomorrow, as well as the normal Monday live stream. So we're going to be basically live between that content and the other stuff that's coming out all day tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a big day tomorrow, folks. I hope you all are ready for it. Stop talking crazy. So crazy. Weird that Emperor's Children didn't get Sonic Dreadnoughts. That would have been sick. I would have been so into that for sure. Anyway, folks, I've got to run. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me. Let's go rating as we wrap up the stream here. Let's see. Mohawk Miniatures is live. D6 Tabletop is live. Throwdown Teams GT. They're streaming a GT over there? Fuck yeah, dude. We will give them a raid. Looks like they are starting their next round in a little bit. 5v5 at the campground. Looks like a great layout here. Damn, son. Yeah, we will definitely go raid D6 Tabletop. Thanks, everyone, for watching me today. And I will see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time over here. But we'll also be live noon on the YouTube channel. So I'll see you there. Cheers, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.